Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another round of Epic and Friends Pathfinder, where a bunch of us morons get together, drink, and bitch about life, and play Pathfinder.
At least you guys can drink.
When we last left off, our intrepid adventurers had kidnapped a kitten from a slavery-induced hellhole that came from the murder of 60-plus people before her very eyes, and helped her escape slavery. So, good deed?
Chaotic good?
Chaotic.
Regardless, our hero sailed further across the sea away from Razat Han, all the way over to Kugane. Once they arrived, they stepped off the boat, leaving said kitten with Kryl and Moonbreeda, leaving her to be dropped off in Charlet upon their return and left at the orphanage there. Our party, stepping off with a paranoid Yedrin, decided to allow her to use Dak's Hat of Disguise to turn herself from Azalea to Eren Ara. Meanwhile, Miss Darkspane and Skull had a momentary heart-to-heart. Skull questioning what the party was doing, and additionally continuing to voice his concerns over his actual usefulness to the group and the potential for Fionn to come to harm if she continues to rely on him instead of her more powerful summons. Also, the Dungeon Master was an idiot and forgot to record that entire scene, so I apologize for those who go looking for it later.
It was so good.
Oscar-winning, emotional-driven.
Taunt the viewers forever with the idea they missed something so amazing.
Rowan, I'd like to present you with this ham.
Hey, that was good. That was good. Just saying.
Kato, as per usual, fell asleep on the boat.
Well, it was a 2-week boat ride, so I hope we all fell asleep on the boat at some point.
Kato fell asleep on day one and didn't get up until time for departure.
Oh, that was
Kato,
a good nap.
We are now slipping highly caffeinated tea into you to keep you awake. That was the decision that was made on our date.
That was such a good nap. You've been asleep for 2 weeks. That's a coma, not a nap.
We're also gonna get some to tart because I want to see her just rocket off into the sky.
No. We talked about this. We are not caffeinating the Lala.
Rocket tart, burning up the fuse out here alone.
Works.
Additionally, during the boat ride, Skull assumed his full moon form for a good 3 days, which he spent cooped up inside of the same room with the kitten, cuddling her and comforting her while basically spending time with Fionn, Rowan, and Dak, and Yedrin if she so desired.
Werewolf cuddles.
Otherwise, the party had a very quiet journey to Kugane. The only matter of disturbance that came over them was Santiago, the ship's captain, explaining to them a troubling encounter at sea with a group of Sahangan known as the Blackfins that spoke a strange language he could not understand and tore a number of his crew into the water while the sea around them turned utterly black. From what he does not know, though he knows he never wants to run into them again. We rejoin our party in Kugane, heading towards the inn, during this specific day, they have come, still pursuing the Tart's eldest brother, Azir. Additionally, having confirmed that Azir was the murderer in Razan and essentially had reacted in violent opposition to both slavery and the fact that his quote-unquote employer was requesting him to be breeding stock for slaves. They are now approaching more cautiously than before. And so we joined them on the streets of Kugane, overlooking a slightly overcast day, the sun breaking out from a few clouds here and there as the foreboding scent of rain from a coastal storm draws itself nearer. The people walk around in their yakata and various other kimono and traditional dress within the region. The warm air of the 8th umbral moon blows over them, the party realizing that it is now the 8th day of the 8th umbral moon, heading into the final months of the summer. While less humid and definitely less warm than Razat Han, there's still an uncomfortable stickiness to the air, causing their clothing to cling to them, hair to frizz, and sweat to appear unbidden. The only person remaining utterly comfortable through all of this being Rowan, as she has almost no ability to feel heat itself.
So we're on the way to the inn, right?
Hi.
Huh? Okay.
Hi.
Dax just looking a little bit miserable as they're walking through, just fanning herself. Are we sure this is the way to the inn?
Maybe we should ask someone? No? I can't read the street signs. It's like a foreign language.
Rowan just smacks him in the back of the head.
It works, like...
Just gives a tap on the back of his head. It is a foreign language.
At which point she picks up a finger and points and goes, "The sign says that the inn is over that direction, though, Dak, I think you might not like it.
Why?
It says it's built on hot springs."
That's fine, that's fine. Being in a hot spring is better than just being in sticky weather.
If you say so?
I don't... I'm hot! I didn't prepare your elements.
Fionn takes out a little fan and starts waving at Dak.
Rowan casts just a slight breeze on Dak just so that she feels a little bit cooler.
I'm fine, stop.
Tart, for as bad as you have it, try being used to the cold winters of Ishgard.
I hate the
Take
cold.
that again. I think I take that again.
I'd rather take this in the cold. Anyway, let's find the inn and get settled there, I guess.
Okay. Fionn...
If it's not bothering you too much, just say so. I think I have something stowed away for this.
I'll be fine.
Fiona just kind of looks about for a second and nods her head very slightly and takes point, leading you onward. Alright, let's see, where are my notes? Oh, there you are. I'm blind. As you all make your way towards the end, there are a number of brightly colored Hennigan buildings. And while many of them all sloped roofs with like these half-tube tiles varying from green to red to brown, a couple of them are golden colored. There seems to be one thing, and one thing in particular, that conquers your view and honestly just demands your attention. Oopsie doopsie. As you keep moving. And that is the view of Kugane Castle and the 4 pagodas that are at the corner of the plot. It is huge. It towers high above you, and by all conservative estimates, you're probably thinking some 700 feet up. The pagodas themselves have almost 30 layers to them, so 30 sloping roofs.
Just stares up at it is just gobstuck. Just, oh wow. Why did they build it so high?
Because why would anyone build that so high?
There must be a 10s, 20s, lot of rooms in there. Huh.
And if you wanted to know for sure, you'd have to ask someone a bit more well versed in history.
Hmm.
I mean, outside of the heat, I kind of like this place. It's designs the all tall. This would be a place, you know. This would be a place you stay.
I'm sorry, you said what now?
Yeah, you're cutting out a good bit, Walk, so I'm not sure.
I'm like, this would be a place you'd stay for a while.
I mean, after we find Azir, then, I mean...
Oh yeah, no, after all that.
Nothing's stopping us from staying for a little bit.
You know, although we kind of just had a vacation.
Oh, yeah, I know, but we can still stay for a day.
Yeah.
Constant travel can take its toll.
Fion just kind of nods faintly.
Yejun just looks leery on the idea.
Regardless, as you look up, you can see the symbol of Kugane, the kaleidoscope eye, sort of staring back down from the top of the castle. Not literally staring at you, but just kind of gazing out over the harbor. And it's kind of everywhere in the city, you notice. From the red lanterns that are hanging down along the walkways to any of the number of colored papers, and just all over the place, you can just see it. But as you continue onward, I need everybody to make a perception roll.
Ah,
Dak, you
Jackie.
see nothing. Works, you see nothing.
Dak's distracted as hell.
Tar, is it bad that your one is better than mine?
You didn't even roll a 1.
I know. The fact that you rolled a one somehow higher than me disturbs me.
Sorry.
Why does my sheet look different?
The only thing I
Okay.
did to it is I put the avatar on it.
Oh no, I had it open to like the main, and then for some reason it opened to the config one.
Oh, that could have been me. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm like, where did it go? What did I do? I wasn't thinking anything other than what did I do?
Rowan, by the way, if you have the new sheet, you can just click perception and it'll roll for you.
Like that.
Nice.
I like that one better.
Damn.
I like that one too.
I like that one as well. Dak, hang on, let me roll for Fionn. Oh. Hers is a bit more filled out than I was expecting. Alright.
For once, I am the know-all. No.
Dak and Works. You two get distracted by the simplest of things. You slowly turn the corner around while the rest of the party turns their heads to the right. You turn it to the left. And your eyes are captivated by the sight of a pinwheel turning. And you're just looking at it, spinning in a rainbow coloration. Just
Dak puts her hands on her cheeks. Want one.
meanwhile, Yedrin, Kato, Fionn, and Rowan, you turn your heads to the right and immediately notice something. Down the second alleyway that you pass, it is long, narrow, and dark down it. And it would be a perfect hiding space if it weren't for the fact that it widens out around 50 feet later and is aglow with nothing but red lanterns.
Aw. They have a prettier sight than we do.
Kato,
Yeah.
you are quick to note what appear to be a number of windows with wooden bars at the end and a number of perfumed hands painted almost stark white slowly stretch out of them, beckoning anybody who walks by towards the area.
Oh dear.
The red light district. I just got that.
Faces can tend to take that fairly literally.
I'm gonna make sure that Works keeps paying attention to the damn pinwheels.
However,
your faith in me is kind of a little underwhelming.
I'm teasing, but yeah, maybe not a lot.
However, you all continue, making sure to protect the innocent potato's eyes and to keep Works far away. You continue onward, walking for approximately another 5 minutes before Dak and Works are once more distracted. This time by a stand selling small samplings of yakisoba, stir-fried in duck fat, chopped with peppers, and with a vegetarian topping of what appears to be tofu, taro root, and false fish cakes.
God damn.
The rest of you, meanwhile, are still looking the other direction. And it is this point you see a Clan Centuro board next to what appears to be a rather dilapidated Adventurers Guild. It's only about one story. By the looks of it, no more than 500 square feet. You graze inside, you can see a single bar within, like 2 tables, and a rather tired looking woman behind the counter, almost napping as she leans against the wall, seeming to wait for people to come to her. But what really draws your attention away from this is the extraordinarily busy Hennigan Smithy right next to it. You look around and you can see everything from pots to immaculate sets of armor to bladed weapons and everything in between. A single smith is standing outside, fanning billows for workers inside. He is a relatively tall, but very thickly built man. Pure dad bod. Very heavy beer gut, but thick arms, obviously suited for a great deal of manual labor. He sports a balding head, but a gray top knot at the same time. Very large, bushy Fu Manchu dangling across his cheeks and rolling down maybe 3 or 4 inches on either side. The tips of it almost looking like ink brushes from the black at the ends, while the rest of it has turned stark white. He continues to pump the billows very slowly, baring his chest and hairless gut to the world, while the rest of his hakama and other clothing choices kind of roll down, forming a sort of skirt around him as he continues to pump the billows.
Jack's gonna go get some yakisoba.
Works is gonna join her.
Soba!
Shop first to buy for Works.
Works just like, I'm gonna get fat here.
They hand you...
I'm gonna take a look at the pots while they're doing that.
Okay. Dakin works. They hand you a stone cup filled about halfway up, and it's a very thick cup, almost like mason jar sized.
Wow.
And probably about 16 ounces tall.
Jeez.
Black clay, and you look down and it's filled to the brim with a clear broth, steaming slightly, very fragrant. They hand you over this small tray of yakisoba noodles. Rowan, Fionn joins you over by the pots and kind of nudges her hip against yours and says, "What you looking for?"
I'm just browsing. I'm not looking for anything in particular. There's a lot of stuff over here that look quite interesting, so I just wanted to check it out.
Fionn just kind of gives you a little smirk and she says, "Oh, are you sure you're not trying to make a home later?"
Well, gives her a little side eye. I'm like, and what would you be looking for there?
She goes, "Cups, plates, nothing I can get with metalwork." She kind of taps her lip a little bit. "Well, maybe a nice fireplace.
How much is a soda?
Two gil.
Look, I was to say, look, I've got a. Is that for both or?
4 for both.
Cool.
The Jin's probably just in the middle between the two groups, trying to relax while keeping an eye on people.
Kato's just kind of looking over the menu.
Jack goes and has a
I'm
sick
just-
noodle fest
I'm just
with
gonna
works.
nudge Fiona back and say, Well, what do you mean by me making a home, Missy? You're the one that's making a home. I'm just don't know what I'm doing yet.
She laughs. She's like, with the number of suitors you have, might as well get a jump start.
Rowan just blushes. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Is there somebody else I don't know about?
Fiona's like, let's
Is there someone else I don't know about?
Fiona like looks over and like leans over at Rowan and like whispers to her, and she goes, well, there was Marsail, now there's Works, and there's Percival, and I think Galahad had a thing for you. I'm sure we'll find a void scent for you at some point.
I cannot help it if I have a charismatic personality. It's the fire in me. I don't know.
Fiona like very slowly like makes a motion over her chest. She's like, yeah, charisma.
Oh.
Damn.
Arch Fiona's catty.
Retract those claws. I might have to tell Skull about this. Wow. What did I do? I did nothing. I mean, come on. It's not like I'm those like white-handed chicks down the red light district that's just beckoning for everybody. It's not my fault.
Fiona just like very slowly like puts her arm around Rowan and is like, Rowan, I love you. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Jeez. Okay, fine. That's okay.
She's like, I've been cooped up with. Fiona just finally goes, I have been cooped up with a little kitten that is so adorable, and I can't say anything mean or catty or at all perverse around her. It's like, I need an outlet. At least for a few seconds.
Okay. Glad I could give you that outlet. I'm covering up my chest. Sorry if my breasts bother you.
Fiona just like busts out laughing. And she goes, well, I'm not exactly lacking there either.
I know. And you have somebody that you know, I don't know what's happening with Works.
She chuckles.
I mean, you know 100% where you stand. I know what he's thinking, but I don't know. My brain is a mess right now.
Fiona just kind of like holds up her hands. Is like, it just sort of happened with us, so follow your heart.
And I will say the same thing to you when the time comes, and you'll know what I mean by that when the time does come.
Fiona like thinks for a moment, just kind of going,
She's like,
can I say one
huh?
more catty thing?
Can I stop you?
Yes.
No, go ahead, get your outlet out. I'm fine.
She says, and then she like leans over and whispers. She's like, if you can't follow your heart, just figure out which one fucks the best.
Oh! Okay. All right. Let's keep in mind. I'm thinking about Gridania now. No. I will say, Works has a tactile tail. Oh shit! Did I say that out loud?
Fiona just like
Freehand
looks at you for a
style.
second and goes, I'll see about finding you a void scent with a long tongue and a tactile tail then.
But
Oh my god.
no, I'm just gonna go find works now. You go find your pots.
She just busts out laughing. She just goes.
I'm shaking my head like, what the hell just happened?
She's like, Skull's rubbing off on me.
Oh my! Crazy.
Wow.
They're just looking across at the laughing like Fiona and Rowan with like a mouthful of noodles, just kind of like, what's going on over
Meanwhile, Kato has ordered the
noodles-
takoyaki.
The noodles are smooth. They go down like almost like they don't exist, sort of just like disappearing and dissolving in your mouth. Bursts of smoky flavor and fat kind of breaking up intermittent tastes of stir-fried broccoli, bits of carrots, a few peppers here and there, and then whatever delightfully buttery seasoning that they have put on the top of it.
She's also sharing noodles with the birds, much to their chagrin. Noodles, eat it. Also takoyaki. Kato.
Rowan comes up from behind works and she's still kind of chuckling just a little bit, but she's gonna slip her arm under his.
Noodles all over Rowan's face as he turns, still slurping.
Ew.
And now
No,
Kato
I
takoyaki. Takoyaki.
I'm now wiping
we're just
off
turning
my
like,
face.
like a walrus with just two noodles hanging out the side of his mouth.
Okay, Rowan now turns around and goes back to Fiona. Oh, brother.
So Fiona just like looks at her and she goes, Rowan, do you think the Hinnigan style would go well in an Eorzean style house, or do you think I should wait till we get back? Like now, like
I said what?
all demure again.
It definitely looks very interesting, and why wait? Why not try something different? Everybody else's house is going to be Eorzean style, but yours will be totally different.
That's true. And she like taps her lips a little bit. Maybe I'll have to ask Agitar for advice too. After all,
Well,
I'm the only person
I would,
there.
seeing how Mama Bear is going to be there too.
Yeah, and I should ask the bird.
Will the bird fit in your house? He's huge.
Well, he turned into a tiny little raven while we were in Opernaeus.
I thought that was just like a glam. I didn't think that he actually turned that little.
If it was a glam, we wouldn't be standing here.
My brain is fried. Okay, I'm still dealing with the cattiness and the boob comments.
Fion's gonna come back like, Ark, what the fuck did you do?
I know, right?
Kato, meanwhile, while they're starting to have this conversation, the cook looks over to you and goes, "Oh," like looks up for you a second, and like basically pulls out what looks to be like a scrubbing brush and rubs it with butter and starts lining the bottom of like these cast iron like rounded cupcake holders, which he starts filling with a thick, almost pancakey batter and starts putting little pieces of octopus into each one, letting it fry and turn over completely until they're nice, perfect little rounded balls of chewy goodness that just specifically for you, he made sure to wrap in bits of natto and seaweed as well to give a little extra flavor. He throws salt over the top of each of them, lets them cool, and then coats the top of it with Japanese mayo and a glaze of a teriyaki soy sauce mixture over the top of each of them, and then hands the entire tray to you.
Holy crap.
At this point,
What, Kato?
How much?
He looks at you and goes, entire tray?
Yeah.
7 gil.
Hands over the money.
He goes,
chat this-
if you want to, he goes, if you want to keep tray, after you're done, 10 more.
Nah.
He just wants the food. He doesn't need the accessories.
Yep.
Yuja at this point stunned, watching the Warren Film show and skipping make him pay over and get some food himself because god dang it.
Food porn.
He hands you over a stick at the dango.
Yeah, dango.
Meanwhile, Fiona's like looking at Rowan for a second and like poking her head inside and goes, Fiona. Speaking to myself in the third person. Rowan,
Yes.
do you think maybe while we're here we should look into seeing if they have better armor here in the east? Something light that we could actually wear and protect ourselves with.
That's what I was actually thinking would be a good idea. In this leather armor is okay, but I definitely need a little bit more protection lately. As long as it doesn't get toasted with fire, we should be okay. Or I should be okay.
Well, I'm sure they could just make it out of a heat-resistant material.
Hmm.
So none of that Hengen paper armor for her.
Yes, I don't really feel like walking around naked. Yeah, because it's something lighter and something more mobile, but still with some nice protection would be great. But I don't think I could do like the fleet outfits that they're walking around in. That's just might be too much for me.
Well, I was actually talking to one of the locals when we walked through the Hollis Street, and they said they're actually very light and breathable, and that airflow kind of focuses up under the legs when a breeze comes by and just leaves all the air kind of floating throughout.
We should go check it out.
She says, maybe put on a little fashion show at the before we leave.
What, you don't want to put on a private fashion show for you and Skull?
She kind of like winces a little and goes, that's only fun when he can help take me out of it.
Deck has finished her food and has kind of walked over to him. I could let him borrow my hat.
Fiona's like thinking. She goes, no.
So did that work?
That would make me feel really guilty.
Why? I'm letting Yedrin borrow it.
She kind of like looks around for a second, seeing it's just you and Rowan. It's like, I don't want him to think that I'm just using him for his body.
I'm sure he wouldn't think so.
I am pretty sure he does not think that in any way. It's just a perk.
Fiona just giggles. She says, we'll talk.
I know how
We'll talk about it.
I know how self-conscious he is when he uses the glamour and it doesn't quite work right.
It's around that point that the guy working the billows walks around like covered in sweat, and he goes, "Good evening. Can I help you, dear ladies?"
Kind of staring up at him, just like, wow, hi. Sweaty man.
Belly jiggle.
Hello there, sweaty man.
Not saying anything, just kind of like looking up at him.
He does a dumb and bow, and he says, I'd welcome you to my shop. I apologize, but you call it common? Is not
What?
very good.
Oh, common. It's like, what did he say? I'm just looking. I point at Fiona. She might be interested in some home goods.
Fiona like holds up her hands. I'm just browsing right now, and he goes, "Dressing?"
Yeah, it's kind of looking around, trying to figure out if you want something.
Dex kind of tilts her head a little bit and thinks, "Yeah,
We might need a translator down the road there, though.
He just kind of nods, like you're not sure if he's pretending to understand and just continue the conversation, or if he actually understands what you're saying.
Dad kind of uses her hands as like, do you have a nice big, like, stew pot, heavy bottom? And moves her hands like heavy bottom, like, flat.
If you point at my butt, I swear to God, we're done.
No!
I've had my broomstick time. Let's not do my butt.
It's at that point he kind of thinks for a moment and goes, makes a few like random hand gestures, and then taps the side of the building and goes, "Oketsu! Oketsu!" At that point, a late teenage male comes running out towards you. He's black-haired, very short, traditional cut, and brown-eyed. He looks over at you for a second. Let's see. And he's very portly. He's not as big as the older man, but he's packing some weight. Like, you're guessing if he wasn't a smith, he'd probably be a sumo. Or a fledgling sumo. Round-faced, kind of babyish looking. I mean, just kind of flares his nostrils, making him look sort of piggish for a few seconds. He goes, "Aye!" And he points to you, and he turns and says, "And how can I help our most honored guests?"
A large stew pot? Heavy bottomed? Good heat conduct?
We have a lovely pot that I just finished. I could bring it out to you. We were planning to put it on market in the next 2 days.
I was really thinking of taking it home with me. I don't know how long I would be, though.
Well, I mean, I can bring it out and you can buy it ahead of time.
Yes, that'd be great. That'd be good.
Runs back in and he comes back out, and it's just this massive, almost wok-styled soup pot that you could easily call a cauldron. This
Deck
thing...
resists the urge to climb in cauldron. No.
It is big enough for Dak to hide in. It's got like 3 legs at the bottom, so it can stand on its own. He kind of puts it down in front of you. It's made of a very smooth metal, black exterior, and he says, "Made of the finest Dolmen steel. Conduct heat very, very well. Good for cooking. Very good for cooking."
How much would this be?
He kind of looks over it for a second. "Well, with the rising cost of Dolmen steel because of the, he nods his head out toward the ocean. This particular pot would run you about 500. But it will last you forever. And your children. And their children. And their children."
It's just kind of scrutinizing it. She like walks around it, puts her hands on the edge, and looks in it.
Roll an appraise. It's a damn good pot. Who knows? Maybe you'll find pot inside the pot.
If only
Okay.
we'd be so lucky.
Okay. I don't think it's worth haggling. This is worth 500, yeah? That's fine.
Just kind of,
Miss Moneybags.
he just kind of nods and like looks down at you. There's like this half doubt in his eyes.
Hmm.
He's like,
Kind of looks up at him.
I would, you said you would pay. I do not wish to be rude.
Oh, yeah. No. Just tell 500 passes it over.
He's like, yeah. He's like looking down. He looks over to his teacher. And he's like, dinner's on you
did you-
tonight, isn't it? And the teacher's like, dinner is on you tonight.
Did you not think I had the kill?
I have been pranked a number of times.
No, this is good work.
He's like, thank you very much. And he's like turning around to walk back inside, like still like looking at his hands.
Well, if he's gonna have that kind of reaction, what kind of a place did we really come into? Jeez.
Now she's trying to think how she's going to take this pot home.
That's what I'm wondering too.
At that point, the portly guy, or the teacher, looks and says, forgive him, he has had trouble making sales in the past. Many judge him unfairly because of his appearance, and likewise his two fellow students criticize most of his work rather harshly. We are a land of perfection. Still, he is very good at refining. However, he, like his two counterparts, are short-sighted, focused only on one thing. They have much need of practical experience.
So, Ark, out of character, how heavy is this thing?
Oh, there's no way you can pick that up. I'm thinking that's like gonna be impossible to pick it up because it's bigger than you are.
It's a hollow pot. Dome and steel is relatively light, but it's not fucking mithril. It's 2 feet. 2 feet plus. It could probably hold at any given time possibly about 20 gallons.
Jeez.
So
she's not picking that up.
Looking at about 160 pounds a pot.
Hey, Kato! Can you come over here and help?
Why are you talking to me? The little...
You're the freaking Roman!
She
He's the
just
Roman.
like very like slowly like Fionn reaches out and very slowly pats Rowan. Yadrin!
Derek's actually trying to pick it up and just like,
Yeah, she looks.
I'll give you 5 gil to come carry this.
Can't really get her attention. She
Boom! Here's one, right there, come on.
Oh, can't really get her attention. Oh, it's like all of a sudden she appears over there. Yes.
She's like, Fionn just like pulls out like 5 gil and she goes, carry this pot for us.
Sure.
I can't lift it. I should have tried lifting it before I bought it.
Bro looks over at Kato, it's like, Kato, you're a Roganin. Aren't you supposed to be like really strong? Or, you know?
Yeah, she's probably just going to pick it up with
Yadrin's
this
just
one
like
hand.
one-handed, there's like one-handed like putting it in the haversack.
Can't fit in the haversack, sadly.
I was gonna
but
say,
like,
can't fit in the haversack.
She like throws it
Oh
over
my
her
God.
shoulder and like hangs it from her axe because it becomes a mace.
Oh my god.
In fact,
You
she's
know,
she's using the pot as a sheath for her axe.
Oh my god.
I can just I see Hunt as being like, you know, General Armstrong from Brotherhood. Just like
No.
Just like the overly strong, it's like, wow, did not see that coming.
So you said 100 pounds?
160.
About
160?
pounds. Yeah.
Okay.
He's heavy.
You're
That
probably
is-
just like,
That is going to live in my fireplace.
I'm sure we could probably like arrange like shipping it back to Avernaeus,
Yeah.
and maybe
And-
sending it to your brother to hold on to for us.
Yeah.
Theon
I
just
mean,
like looks at Rowan. Which one?
Whichever one happens to be there at the time. Isn't Date still there or something? I don't know.
I think he was off to Limsa. Anyway, I could just stow it at the hotel when we get there. Wait, where's the hotel?
Theon
yeah,
just,
we're
like,
supposed to be
points
finding
down
that?
the street. There's a set of stairs leading up to a building to the immediate right. It's like, that's it.
Oh, I got so distracted by this soba. It was so good.
Theon like pats Dak's head. Yes, we've all become gourmands.
Anyways, I could stow it in the room until we leave. Pretty sure no one's gonna make off with it.
At that point, the older male, the one standing next to you, kind of like looks over and says, "Wait, you have property in Eorzea."
Yes. I just bought some, actually.
He goes, He kind of looks and he says, "Might I make an offer?"
She clasps her hands together with her index fingers up and taps her lips. Sure.
My students need much practical experience. From what you said, your property must be sizable.
Yes. Oh, quite sizable, yes.
This may sound awkward, and I apologize if my meaning gets lost. But they are skilled. If needing, I sell them to you to go and train in Eorzea. They make profit, learn, give profits to you, and come back.
I'm sure you could give me some money to house them, yes. Sell is not the best word. No. It will take a little bit for the building to be done.
He just kind of nods a little bit. Well, if you change mind, I hear.
Mm-hmm.
He says,
Cut.
the big one, Oketsu, is researching metal refinement. His friends, Akira and Goraburo, the latter wants to continue making traditional Doma goods, and Akira is solely focused on construction.
Well, construction would help, but I would need to discuss that with my friends. Looks up at Fiona and Rowan like, help me.
Fion's like, your offer is very generous, but as she said, we will have to think on it a great deal. If you'll excuse us. She's like very slowly like wheels Dak away.
Thank you.
Agent's just gonna follow with the pot.
Yeah, I thought Yedrin would have been like, they'll bring you profits. We'll take them.
I got to meet them first, and I can't really put it past the group without permission from like Todd, because Todd is the man.
I know, but I can imagine you just like, profits, do it.
I'm just here like, oh my god, where would we put them? That was my initial thought, was where would we put them?
Kato, what is your opinion?
On what exactly?
Pay attention!
Kind of dozed off.
Taking some dudes with us back to
Minus
our
500
base and
experience.
Upper News. Oh, don't do that.
I mean, it would be nice to have some smiths with us.
And this construction kit to help look after the village.
It's true. Plus, people do kind of eat up the exotic knickknacks.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, Works had mentioned something about wanting to have a forge on our property, if they would be the ones that would know how to do it.
That's true.
I mean,
I
it'd
don't,
be cool to have our own little repair shop, and I mean, I honestly wouldn't mind learning a few of the basics of metalwork.
my problem is I have no idea where I'd put them. I only really plotted out our houses and like where an inn might go and where a water wheel might go and might.
Fion's like, Dak,
Yes.
we will talk about and think about it later. For now.
Yeah, let's go get settled then.
She's like, let's stop the
Yeah.
steam from coming out of your ears and maybe get you a drink.
Okay.
Preferably water.
Yes. She starts scampering towards the hotel, the stairs that like Fiona pointed out.
You immediately realize as you get over there why Fiona was like, are you okay with it being near a hot spring? The humidity skyrockets the moment you get over there. And it
Her
takes
hair starts poofing.
it takes you about like 10 seconds for the unnatural mists kind of surrounding the outside and bursting upwards to just hit you before you enter the inn, and your dress is just soaked. It looks like you just walked into the rain.
It's like taking the front of her dress and like flapping it a little bit, trying to get herself some air.
Todd, where is the magic word?
Huh?
I've seen you clean your clothes with spells often enough. Same with Fiona.
Oh no, I can clean it. It's just I'm hot.
Rowan cast breathe again.
That's only gonna help so much.
Hey, I'm telling you, what do you want me to do? Like a hurricane over here? I can only do so much.
Works and
Yes.
roll the fortitude.
The dragons want a heat rock.
Oh.
Rowan's just standing here like, I don't know what everybody's problem is. But that's how I am in like all cold weather.
Oh, actually. Ha! I did have it. She casted your elements on herself.
Legion was
It's still sticky.
yeah.
It's still sticky, but she's more comfortable.
Legion was ready to reach into a pouch and offer a potion to Todd.
Works
okay.
as you start walking up towards the hot springs. One of your eyes starts twitching very slowly, and your skin starts cracking. As you as your cheeks and your scales and your lips just chap.
Oh. Go drop in the hot springs, you'll be okay.
I think that'll be worse.
It's like it basically looks like someone broke your face.
Oh.
I did not do it.
But anyway, you walk in and you're immediately met on the interior with a cool, refreshing breeze and a drop in temperature. Nice and cozy. The inside is slightly garish with its giant pink banner for the girls' side and a giant blue banner for the boys on opposite sides with doors leading forward into the rooms. But it's unnaturally quiet when you walk in. No one seems to be around. The innkeeper appears to be absent. No other guests are in the foyer. It's just you. Nice cool air. And the sounds of water bubbling softly in the distance.
Dax could prestidigitate her clothes dry. Really quiet.
Fiona walks
It
in,
is.
prestidigitates herself as well, kind of like wiping away a wet spot on her chest.
Where is everyone?
As you begin to talk amongst yourselves for a few moments, a man walks out from the back. He says, "Oh, excuse me. I did not expect anyone. It is the off season. How may I help you?"
No. We'd like to have some rooms, please.
And he says, "All right." And then he points to Kato and Works. "You two follow me."
Alright, well,
Goes
see you guys
with
in a
them.
few.
Waves staccato and works. Like, bye.
He walks over and he shows you to a room. There's no beds. There's basically 2 futons on the floor. Place to store your clothing and equipment. A couch. And not much else. And he waits for you to step inside and then closes the door and then walks away.
Why do I feel like we've been put in timeout?
Because we probably deserve it.
He comes back a few seconds later, and then he points at Rowan and Dak. He says, "You two, follow me."
Oh, okay.
He leads
Toddles after him.
He leads you down the opposite hallway, opens a door for you. Same deal, futons on the floor, couch, table, place to store your clothing and equipment, and little else. He waits for you to walk inside, closes the door, comes back, grabs Fiona and Yedrin, puts them in a room together, and says, "These are your room assignments."
Where's the bed?
He points the
I
futon.
I think it's that thing over there.
Huh.
Huh.
They are padded.
Uh-huh. Rowan goes over and puts her hand on it to feel.
It's a good, like, 4 or 5 inches thick.
I've just never seen anything like this. How do we, get a blanket out, kind of pulls it, it falls apart on her. I don't know how to work this.
He just kind of looks at you and goes,
Do you have any like Western style beds, with pillows and fluffy stuff?
Legion's just currently trying to find a place where to stick the pot.
He just kind of looks at you for a few seconds and goes, no.
Okay, next question. Are they fire resistant?
Yes.
Okay, I guess we're not going to be here long. We're not going to be here long, right? Oh, I look over at Tart.
That really depends on how long it takes.
Okay.
He kind of like blinks a little bit, just like looking at you.
Oh, we're looking for someone. That all. Night, hon.
Just very slowly like lifts his head, nods it a few times, and he goes, right. Well, apologies for not having this bed of which you speak.
No, I was sorry. I was just confused.
He kind of like, at that point, he shows you, he just peels back the top blanket and like shows you this giant body pillow that stretches all the way across the futon and basically demonstrates how to get in and out of it. It's basically almost like sleeping on a, it's almost like being in a sleeping bag.
Try to think yourself
okay.
fucking source.
It's already laid out.
Okay. I thought it was all folded up like the picture I just posted at Image Dump.
No.
Oh. Okay, now I feel dumb.
Don't worry, so do I.
Yeah, no,
I feel bad because it doesn't look comfortable.
I thought it was, folded up, put in a corner. Like they usually stow it.
He's just kind of like,
Sorry, thank you. How much is this going to be?
he goes, 5 gil per night.
Okay, would it be alright to, pay in advance for maybe a week?
He just kind of goes, you can just pay when you leave.
Okay, thank you.
He just kind of waves by, and then he goes and looks in Jedrin and Fiona to see if they're having the same issues.
Yeah, Jedrin's gonna be probably perfectly fine.
And when he leaves, I turned to Tart. I said, okay, where did these room assignments come from, and why are the guys on the other side?
Separating the sexes? I'm not sure.
Because, works.
Oh, he'll be fine with Kato.
Maybe I wanted works.
I'm sorry, I could go change rooms with Works if you really want.
Would that be like insulting them if we do something? I don't know.
He kind of pokes his head back in a little bit, and he goes, "We apologize, but we separate rooms by gender because," and he kind of like points to your window, which looks directly into the female hot spring.
That makes more sense.
We'd have to have rooms that are nowhere near female hot springs.
He kind of like bows. He's like, "We apologize very, very deeply for this. My forefathers did not plan how they built this place very well."
Anyways, thank you.
Just kind of like waves and walks off.
Orm plops down on the futon and kind of grumbles. It's not as soft as it's not as soft as Abuneus. I miss your Robbie already. We have a drink waiting for us.
You hear Robbie just comes through the door. Hey!
No.
He's like, I just opened a Dome and Lullaby.
Oh my god.
Alright, that's it. I am teleporting. I am going back to Arbanez. I'll be back in the morning.
Bro, you just see like a wormhole open in your room, and just like a glass of a shot of whiskey comes out.
That's gonna go find Jedrin and basically point out where her room is if Jedrin wanted to put the cauldron down in it.
The guy, meanwhile, has gone back to Works and Kato and is checking on them.
Kato is curled up in the futon already. Did you expect anything more?
Nope.
He didn't have any problems with it. He just sort of naturally understood how to walk a sleeping implement.
Kato has a
He could sleep on a rock.
Oh my god.
Kato could sleep on a rock.
He just like walks in, like looks down at Kato and looks at Works.
Or it's just like I'm following his lead later.
And then Rowan realizes she hasn't had anything to eat yet, so she's gotta go look for some food.
He just very slowly closes the door and walks back out. And he sees Rowan come by, like looking for something. And just as Rowan's coming by, she is met with a very strange sight. Rowan, if you would roll a perception.
Okay, come on, dice. Give me a good one.
Just
Give me a
off to the
good
side.
one.
Just off to the side,
Nice.
following Todd to place the pod in Todd's room.
Rowan, you see a 6-foot-tall individual. Turtle shell on their back. Big, like, turtle face. Dressed in a chef's apron, currently. And sharpening a very, very ornate knife. And you look over on his back and you see he just basically has this giant wicker basket filled to the brim with a variety of fish.
Rowan stops for just a second because she's never seen never seen a turtle like this.
And
And then she goes and looks over at the fish. She just nods and says hello.
he says, "Greetings, Eorzean," and just kind of bows a little bit, and very slowly, like, just kind of trudges off, walking behind the counter and walking into the kitchen.
Talking, walking turtle.
The guy looks at
Well-
her and, like,
This is going to be an awesome place to explore.
the guy looks at her, like the innkeeper looks at her after what she said, and very, very slowly just, like, pushes a menu onto the counter.
Can I ask you what race he is?
Have you never seen a Kojin?
I have never seen a Kojin before. I have never left Eorzea before. I've only traveled through Eorzea, and I have never seen a Kojin in any of the locations that I've been to. That's very interesting to me. So I start to look at the menu. I'd love to know more about him and talk to him another time if that's okay.
He's just kind of like, he's reserved, so maybe?
Okay. I don't want to be pushy, and I definitely don't want to be rude.
He just kind of nods a little bit.
So Rowan looks down at the menu, and
Next thing you notice, Rowan, you hear squeaking
Oh no.
coming from behind you. Just squeak, 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 squeak. I couldn't find a sound clip, so...
I'm gonna slowly turn around and check out what's behind me.
We're fucked.
You look straight
I know,
ahead
right?
and see nothing.
Oh, screw that! I'm rolling another perception. Ah! Where is that coming from?
You stop and you look down, and there is a catfish looking thing standing on 2 legs with flippers, very long, like, feelers, and great big eyes just staring up at you.
I look down and I'm looking at him like, and all I can think is, not eating the fish.
Fry it. Just fry it.
I am not eating the fish in this place. Again, this is in my head. I didn't say it's out loud. And I'm like, I'm thinking, okay, the turtle talks, maybe the fish will talk too. And I just say hello. Oh, was that sound I heard? The bell around the neck of the Namazu?
No, where they go squeak, squeak, squeak.
You heard the Namazu walking.
Yeah, that's actually squeaky.
They're basically made of rubber.
Okay.
He looks,
I was thinking maybe it was their bell.
you say hello, and he's like, kind of unnaturally swaying and writhing as he's walking. And he looks up at you, and he raises a fin, and he goes, "Greetings, very tall one. I am."
Is he raising a fin for me to like shake his fin or something?
No, like raising a fin and greeting.
Oh, okay.
Like a wave.
Didn't we see these guys in Opernaeus in like the first day or something?
I think some of you did.
They threw shit at you.
Yeah, that's right.
I believe Rourke said he wanted to eat one.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
don't
I
think
remember that.
Rowan was there for that though.
No, I don't think she was.
So this is the first time Rowan has seen either a Kojin or a Namazu. Granted, I don't think the Kojin were in Opernaeus. It was the Sahagan and the Namazu.
There was
Yeah, it was
Sahang-
Sahang and Namazu, yeah.
Yeah, Kojin would be new for most everyone in this group.
He goes, "Greetings, very tall one. I have come to procure sushi."
Greetings and sushi. What's sushi?
He goes, "Sushi is a delicacy here in Toma. It is made with cuts of raw or lightly steamed fish wrapped in seaweed and rice. Sushi itself just means rice, by the way."
Wait a minute. So Namazu are basically cannibals.
They pointed out that they cook fish in the crafting quest line.
Yeah.
Oh jeez, I forgot about that.
Also, catfish by their very nature are bottom feeders and eat other fish.
They are. You're right. No, I haven't done the Namazu quest line yet, so I had no clue that they pointed that out. But okay. So I say I'm gonna greet the Namazu and say, well, good evening. My name is Rowan, and sushi sounds very interesting.
He looks up at you and says, "You have a very funny name. My name is Goifin."
Well, Goifin, I'm gonna say right back at you. But we're from different places, so that would seem to be expected that we would find each other's names unusual.
He says that the Namazu walks up and says, "2 great dragon rolls for us."
Rowan is quickly perusing the menu to find out what what a dragon roll is.
It's in Hinnigan. So you can try
It's
to.
where?
It's in Hinnigan. Hingen. Sorry.
It's in Japanese.
Okay, so I can't read anything.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
However,
so,
before you get a chance to really ask, the Kojin is walking back out, and he has 2 platters. And the roll itself appears to have been fried. Light, crispy, golden tempura on the top of it. You can barely see the rice, however you can see at the very bottom. You can see the black of the nori wrapping around the sushi roll. At the very end of it, you can see a shrimp's head, and he has arranged it with a pile of marinated and sauced crab meat ripped into strips. And it's sort of supporting the top end of the roll as it lifts upward and kind of stands on its own. more or less. You see there's a little pile of green stuff at the corner and a pile of pink stuff at the other end. At which point he pours soy sauce for the two of you.
So, Rowan is sitting next to a giant catfish eating sushi.
Yes.
Yes.
Being served by a giant turtle.
Being served by a turtle. Well, the turtle's not a giant. The turtle's shorter than I am.
Man, this is one hell of a fever dream.
I know, right?
You just see the turtle lift up an opium pipe and blow the smoke in your face.
Oh god.
I am kidding.
Yeah.
It's not doing that. I just felt like going Alice in Wonderland on this shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, Mr. Caterpillar.
Yeah, I'll admit, I'm halfway tempted for Yejin to just come out to grab an actual meal and act perfectly natural.
The Kojin looks at you and says, "Please, enjoy. If you need explanation of how to eat sushi, I am happy to explain." At that point, he hands you chopsticks.
Rowan looks at the tinder in her hand.
Mind
Okay.
you, they're not normal chopsticks like you would think.
Right, the plastic ones?
No. They're
Metal?
they're like metal and bone.
So, yeah, there's no way Rowan has that in her linguistics to look and read Hagenin. She looks down. She's got the chopsticks in her hand, and she's looking, and she's like, okay.
At that point, the Kojin demonstrates how to hold them and use them.
Do I need to roll a dexterity to see if I can actually feed myself?
You do.
I think I am probably getting Yejin to come out and just act natural. Just for the sheer humility.
Yeah.
Rowan, you spent a good 3 minutes trying to do it, and then finally they just hand you a fork.
Just end up stabbing it.
Just
I usually sushi with my fingers. But, yeah. So I'm trying to eat the sushi here.
Okay.
I stab at thee. You do realize I'm stabbing at thee.
You eat the first piece, and it's very tasty. It's not what you were expecting when they said it was very lightly cooked. There is the very briny taste of the sea that kind of comes and washes over in waves. But there's this delicious meaty texture in the center that you just cannot place. The slight crunch of cucumber and bamboo shoots, along with this burst that repeatedly comes through as something faintly gritty breaks against the roof of your mouth and bursts into another briny, salty, seafoody taste that sort of rolls across your tongue.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is pretty yummy.
He nods and he says, "Thank you. I gathered all of the smelton roe for that myself, along with all the vegetables, and made sure to prepare the shrimp brain perfect for it."
Shrimp brain?
Yes.
Well, it's definitely. I'm gonna eat enough. Do you guys do bacon and stuff over here too?
He says,
Just curious for what I would expect for breakfast.
He says, "While we do not do the particular Eorzean delicacy of bacon, I have something that I think you may enjoy. We call it Dozong's pork. It is a seared pork belly turned to a almost crispy brown that we serve with our broths and various noodle dishes. However, we often do serve it on its own in sauce varieties over rice.
As long as we avoid any peppers, I think Jonathan's gonna enjoy it here.
The Kojin nods and he just kind of goes, I hope you enjoy. Like, Goyfin has thrown away most of his utensils, obviously lacking fingers, and is just kind of like using both fins to pick up a piece, toss it in his mouth, and keep going.
I'm wondering, what kind of conversation you can make with fish.
Go ahead and say that, Yedrin.
The Goyfin finishes his sushi, turns over at Rowan, and straight up does the most interesting man in the world lean against the bar.
Oh no.
And
Wait a minute, is a fish gonna try to pick me up?
No.
Oh, good.
Do you want me to say that thought?
He's going to try to seduce you.
Oh,
The Goyfin just kind of looks over and goes, and what business do you have in Doma?
We are actually looking for a relative of one of our team members, and we've heard that he's traveled in this direction. So we're following the trail, so to speak.
Oh, then it is very fortunate that you have run into Goyfin. Goyfin has much information on many things.
Would Goyfin be familiar with a Makote that may have come here a few days ago on a mana cutter?
You see him put his fin to his lip, and he kind of looks up, thinking for a moment. Then he looks back at you, with a big dumb smile on his face. No.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Well, it was worth a shot to ask.
However, I have heard about this mana cutter.
Oh, and what have you heard about the mana cutter?
That it plans to be sold for a very high price at auction in about a week.
Where's the silk?
I also heard that they found it out in the Ruby Sea, close to Onobukuro?
Oh no, Buko. Oh dang! I wish I had the map that Fiona had. Where exactly? How far from there are we now?
He kind of thinks. An afternoon's worth of sailing?
And who's planning on holding the sail of the mana cutter?
Couple of scavengers that found it. It was abandoned on a beach.
And where's the beach that it was abandoned on?
He goes next to Onobukuro.
So I didn't know if they took the mana cutter somewhere else. That's why I was asking.
Well, the mana cutter is here. It's in city. And he's he looks around, and then he points to a map on a wall. And he walks over, and he's like, Innkeeper. The innkeeper picks him up. And he points, he's like, Onobukuro is here. The beach is drifts it up maybe 3 miles and pokes it.
I will have to, Rowan makes a mental note of it to make sure she tells, everybody else. Although she turns around and she sees Hunt. Hunt, are you familiar with this area? And she points to the spot on the map Zoo.
So I just take a second to try to think if I would say
Knowledge local.
do you want me-
Hunt knows it hunts from this area.
Yeah. Looks on Buko. Oh, look so far at the map. Yes, my memory's not the best, but I think I remember it.
So this is where the mana cutter was found. They're also planning on selling it at auction, but
I wouldn't.
Golfin, you said that the mana cutter was here in Kugane right now, correct?
Yes.
Would it be possible if we could take a look at it before the auction? You said the auction was in a week.
He kind of gives like a shrug. You'd have to talk to sellers for that.
Do you know who the sellers are?
He like puts his fin to his lips again, looks over to the side. Yes.
Do you think you might be able to introduce us to them maybe tomorrow or so?
He looks at you for a moment, then looks over at Yedrin, and then he is like, "You are a Orzian?"
Is he asking Yedrin or me?
Both.
I am a Yorzian, yes. Well, I'm from Ishgard.
I
yeah.
spent most of my life in the Eorzea.
He says, "I don't know if that's a good idea."
Woman, it might be like just means a witness with road. It might be a good idea to let the mana cutter go. It might be
He
more
says,
worthwhile
"Is
to.
Garlean selling it?"
Yeah.
Garleans are the scavengers that found the ship.
It's a pair of Garlean soldiers that found it while on a patrol.
I didn't want to buy the ship, I just wanted to look at it.
Yes, but Garleans and Doma are sensitive.
Well, I'm more interested in searching the area where it was found than after the ship, but it would have been a nice thing.
He just kind of nods a little bit. And he says, "Well, I wish luck." And he gets set down and just charges out of the building. Tiny little squeaks going as he runs.
So the mana cutter.
Talking fish, talking turtles.
Fiona comes up and says,
Futons,
"Who the hell has a
and-
squeaky toy?"
You missed Gojin. Goifin. Goifin was his name.
She's just looking at you like you have a second eye.
You missed a member of the normal zoo. They have a uniqueness about them.
She's like,
But
"We
kindly.
travel with a talking bear, a talking wolf, and a talking raven."
This is a talking catfish. And there's a talking turtle.
She
Or
goes,
Kojin. They're called Kojin.
She just kind of looks at you and goes, "We've met a talking everything. Why is this strange anymore?"
It's not. I mean, for along the lines
That's a
of.
point.
I mean, for along the lines of that they squeak everywhere they go.
She kind of looks up for a second. He goes, and like looks at the plate in front of Rowan. He's like, "Was that any good?"
Actually, yeah, it was pretty good. It was sushi roll is dragon something.
No, might try it later. Shall we go get everyone else and head back out now that we have lodging for later? And have attuned?
Sure. So. Nah, never mind.
What are we planning going out for?
Tour the town.
Well, Fiona and I were thinking about getting some new duds for the area, seeing if we could get something a little bit more armory than what we currently have.
Shh! What I do in my own room is my own business.
Roll a climb check.
God damn it!
What the hell?
That's gonna fall over on her.
You managed to pop out.
Wait, did she climb into the cauldron?
Look at the text chat, yes. When no one's around, I climb into the pot and peek out over the edge just to be a goof, and then I climb out after about a minute.
Oh my god.
Look, I had to see how big it was.
At that point, Fiona...
I'm just seeing a Lalafell try to climb out of it.
No, you don't see none. I'm in my room.
I don't see it. I mean, I know I don't see it, but in my head, I'm trying to picture it, even though I know my character doesn't see it.
At this point, Fiona walks across the floor, says, Rowan,
Yes.
would you go get Dak? I'm gonna go get the boys.
See, I'm just imagining the magic pots.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That is exactly what you should think of.
Fiona gets over to Works in Kato's room after asking which one's theirs. Knocks very politely.
Yes.
Door opens. Works. We're heading back out. And it looks down at Kato and very slowly walks over to Kato and pokes the tip of her shoe in his ribs.
Ow.
Kato,
What?
we need to have a serious discussion about your sleeping habits. But for now, get up. We're heading back out.
Fiona, do you see how big this man is? You know how much energy it takes to move that mass around all day?
And he can't even lift up a pot.
Oh, he could.
I could.
Fiona
I
just like very
didn't
slowly.
understand why you went directly for me when Hunt's stronger.
You are with us.
Very slowly, Fiona turns and looks at Works. And she says, Workson,
Yes.
I have already dug my claws into one member of the party today. Do you need me to sharpen my fangs on you as well?
I am.
Fiona's a bitch when the real Fiona's not around. Jesus! I'm gonna wear some. I'm gonna get something to show off my boobs now.
Fiona's gonna come back and go, you know what? I am never allowed to leave a session.
Well, let's be fair, when you weren't here, Rowan was really catty too.
I was. Ark! That is not my character. I am not catty.
Okay, not catty,
A
but...
little trampy.
You were. To be fair, the session before you were angry, and I was playing you as angry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So no, if I'm angry, I'm a bitch because I got angry.
Anyway, sorry.
At this point, Fiona just like looks at.
I need to hear you playing me. Anyway.
You can ask Tart about it later.
Yeah.
At that point, Fiona looks at Works and says, Works, help
Yes.
me get the big man up. Please. We have places to be, and I don't feel like dealing with a comatose Rogadin.
I am not comatose.
She looks
Never
at you and
mind.
goes,
I
"Kyle,
ain't doing that.
You slept for
Nope.
a week straight on the boat."
You just think I did.
She says, I don't want to think about what the other option was because, damn, I hope they clean that room.
He was training for most of the boat ride, so
Yeah.
My point
I
still stands.
I was intending to take the mattress and just pull it out from under Kato, but that did not work.
cutting up.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
Fiona just like very quietly like pats Kato. He's like, "Love you."
Lies.
She's like, "Don't worry, I'll find one of Agitar's sons for you to hook up with later."
He just kind of looks around like, wait, what?
She's like,
Fair.
she's like sauntering off.
Just kind of
Kato.
blinks.
I just look at Kato and just go.
Did you just yip him?
Just like the shoulder shrug, just like I don't even know anymore.
Adrian is probably waiting by the exit just because they can't sit down in order.
Yeah. Okay. So I go into Tart's room. I go back into my room and find Tart.
Dark's just, looking over the pot. That's all.
So Fiona wants all of us to kind of get together so we can go back into town and get back to work since we're all settled in right now.
Okay.
How's that pot of yours?
Oh, it's very big. I could probably actually stow all of my gear in it if I really wanted.
Put a couple blanks in the pillow there, you can sleep in it.
But I think it'll be fine.
Okay, as long as it works. Looks like a nice pot. It's pretty big.
Yeah. I actually really wanted to make stew at some point, but I don't know. This is probably a little too big.
Well, I mean, if you want to make it for like everybody, it'd probably be just. Well, I mean, yeah, with Kato, yeah, it would probably be big enough for all of us.
Thoughts for later. Anyway, yes. Let's go. What are we going to do, actually? I hadn't planned outside of, getting to the hotel.
Theo mentioned looking for some new armor, so.
Oh. Kinda pulls the collar of her dress a little bit and reaches in and kind of pulls out this little kind of chainmail looking shirt thing under it and kind of jingles it a bit. I got some in Opernaeus. Let's acknowledge. What'd you say, Ron?
I forgot what I said. Well, it's always fun to go shopping.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Besides, maybe we could find you something that might be a little bit cooler to wear, depending on how long we're going to be here for.
Possible. I did want to see about maybe making it towards the steps.
So, did find out a little bit of information from Mavaka. He's a talking fish. I guess he's from a family called the Namazu. Have you met any of those before?
Oh, I saw some in Opernaeus.
Really? I didn't see any. And there's a coach. It's a 6-foot talking turtle, and he's a cook. And he makes sushi, and I tried one of the rolls. It's actually really very good.
Oh, sushi?
Mm-hmm.
I like sushi.
It's around this point that you guys are talking that Fiona kind of like knocks very quietly on your door.
Yeah? Come in.
She kind of like opens the door further, and there's a 6-foot tall, blue-skinned male wearing a white vest, clearly showing off a defined upper body. His lips are slightly red. He's got like red eyeliner. His eyes are completely yellow. Meanwhile, his hair is black and ponytailed, hanging down towards his butt.
When do we get to Avatar?
Baggy white pants and a red sash around his waist, and he just kind of bows to both of you. Fiona goes, Rowan, Dak, Timaeus, Rowan, Dak.
Dak kind of waves a little bit shyly. Hello.
Knowing smiles and bows her head. Nice to meet you.
Says it's wonderful to meet both of you as well. I look forward to our adventures together in the future.
Rowan cocks an eyebrow and looks at Fiona. Okay.
New summon?
New summon.
It is really nice to meet you. I wasn't sure if you were a summon or not.
He just kind of gives a very faint smile and says, yes, we come in all shapes and sizes.
After what I've met today, I wouldn't have been surprised if you weren't a summon.
Just kind of chuckles a little bit. Well, some people have accused me of just painting myself.
Dak looks a little bit embarrassed. That's what I had thought.
At which point he just kind of is like, okay.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
She goes over and reaches up to like.
No,
pat his lip.
Don't.
Pulls her hands back against her. Just okay.
At that
Kind
point,
of
he looks over.
shrinks
He
down
sees
a little bit.
He turns and he looks and he sees a potted plant and he goes, "Watch," and he touches it and it immediately rots.
Step away from him. Okay, I understand. No touching. No touching.
What do you do, Ron?
That's
I'm just gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna go for no.
Is it okay for you to go out in town?
So long as no one touches me, I should be fine. And I can wrap most of my body up.
Okay, we need to avoid crowds.
And also, sorry, Rowan, all I heard was, and forgive me, I know this is what you didn't say, was, I'm gonna go fuck a turtle now. Because you broke up like
I
mid
said I was gonna go find work.
Oh,
Nothing about a turtle. Nope, I was gonna go find work.
a different skilled being. Got it.
Yeah, I mean, so we have a turtle, we have a dragon. The only thing we're missing are is a giant rat.
A rodent of unusual size.
I mean,
Dex
that's
gonna
kind of
keep
what
her
we
up.
have you for works.
Oh,
No, I'm the dragon.
I thought Yedrin was.
Aww.
Dex gonna scamper out to the front to meet up with the
Lovely.
others.
Nice!
Rowan slips past the new
I
summon.
remember stealing that Kato.
Rowan just slips past the new summons and heads back and sees work.
Or just waves to Rowan, like, hey! So, did you figure out the bed yet?
Well, actually, we were shown how to do it. But yeah, I guess.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
no,
At this point, Yijin, if they're like you, Yijin, just want to look at them, you realize, like, thinking to yourself, what's wrong with the bed? Something
nothing
wrong.
nothing apparently, because Kato took about 4 seconds to figure his out.
Go figure! Kato figures it out first.
Kato's put blankets on the ground before.
The guy left, and the next thing I know, turned to Kato, and he goes to ask what he was doing, and he was asleep.
It's around that point that Fionn, Tomias, and Dak walk in. Like, the blue-skinned male just kind of lifts his hand and waves at everybody.
Yijin waves back. New friend?
New friend.
New friend.
Summon. New summon. Don't touch him.
Okay. Just nods at that. Agent Hunt, pleased to meet you. Mr.
Timaeus.
What I said, greetings.
He goes T-A-I-M-I-A-S. Timaeus.
Got it memorized.
He looks at Lurks and just goes, "Is that the one you warned me about?" Yes.
Wait, do I come with my own warning label now?
Yes.
Yes.
Rowan just goes, yes, yes, you do. But to soften the blow, she hugs him.
I kind of just turned it. I'm just like, I'm actually a little okay with this.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so there was going to be shopping.
Fionn just kind of looks and says, "I was thinking maybe we go ahead and stay here for as little time as possible and go ahead and get to the Ruby Sea."
Yeah, no, that actually sounds really good.
Is that the direction we're heading?
That's where.
Okay, so yeah, because I showed you the spot on the map, Hunt, where they said they found the banana cutter. Apparently, I stop and I look at Hunt. Okay. Apparently, the mana cutter is actually here, and it was scrounged up by two members of Garlean, and they're going to be selling it in a week's time.
Oh, that doesn't matter much, but if you're heading to the Ruby Sea, be prepared to pay extra for the ship. And
Why?
Oh yeah, you would know about it. It's a tradition going a long ways back, but there's I guess you could call it a small independent nation that claims the Ruby Sea, and they have a tithe to go through the area.
A tithe?
A toll.
Yeah, I know. I was just surprised, I guess.
While you guys are talking, you can see Timaeus is like pulling out what looks to be like a long, basically like unbraided magician's rope, and he's just slowly wrapping it around his hands and his arms, like covering all of it.
Out of character, God, he's gonna look like a leper.
Or the Goodyear tire guy.
But
Well, he's basically like, he's closed his vest and he's like buttoned it up so you can't see his chest anymore. So like the only thing exposed is his head.
and
So-
hopefully, go ahead.
Okay, so there's an extra toll that we have to pay?
For going to the area of the Ruby Sea, yes. I'm not sure if the ship captain will make us pay it to them as we're crossing, or if they ask for it ahead of time.
Okay.
More than
Well,
likely. Go ahead.
sorry. Well, I guess we should go to the docks then, yeah?
Fionn looks up and is like, "That seems like a wonderful suggestion. Thank you for that." And then she looks over at everyone else for a second and says, "Forgive me for bringing out the new one on you so suddenly. I only recently learned how to summon him, and I didn't want to do it on the ship for fear of what could come out."
No, makes perfect sense.
Well, we'll be fine.
Just thinking on it, I probably should have waited for the wilderness, but I was excited.
Well, it's nice to see a new summon. I guess. Yes.
He's like, "I'm sorry, you can't hug me."
No, it's okay. There are plenty of other ones I can hug.
Just kind of like flexing his fingers a little bit. Snaps the air a few times.
just looks a little confused.
Oh, reflex. Helps me calm down.
Okay. Is there anything else
So-
anyone else wanted to do?
Okay, so we just got off the boat.
Uh-huh.
We're about to go on another boat for how long?
I don't know.
An afternoon.
The trip, the Ruby Sea
Oh, okay. I was
isn't
gonna
that
say.
large.
I was going to say, I am a land creature. Sea. I like it, but
I'm a fire creature. Water.
Might be good not to mention the fire on a boat.
I will try not to.
You just see the innkeeper just looking at all of you like you're insane.
Well, he's
So
right.
basically our normal look.
Yeah, he's just like standing there, just like staring at you all. Like, I wish I had my camera on. Just the utter deadpan of his face. Just
Let's
plain face, just staring at you. Like,
sees the poor man and just decides to say, let's get going. We can discuss everything on the way to the docks. It'll take at least a little bit to make our way to the city.
Alright.
he goes, your rooms will be waiting for you when you return.
Thank you. Gaper.
Just follows out. Meanwhile, is praying ahead. Please let him just stay in the Ruby Sea. Because there's no good direction away from the Ruby Sea.
the adventure continues.
Alright. So
Actually,
you all are heading straight to the docks, right?
Yeah.
Unless someone really needs to buy something.
Nope.
You all step back out into the heat of the day. It's been maybe 30 minutes since you got in. The cloud cover has covered up the sun. The temperature's dropped maybe a good 15 degrees from the lack of direct rays. And as you walk out, you start making your way down the steps, and you can see the alley, basically the roadway that you came in beforehand, is pretty much empty out until the point of the blacksmith that you passed earlier. And I need you all to roll a perception.
You know what? I'm gonna have my fucking birds do it too.
I am just not seeing anything today.
You don't need to tag.
Okay. It's like a mess.
You all
Car, did you roll another one?
Yeah.
you all continue to walk for a minute, stepping out. Yedrin and Rowan, you're the only two that really notice anything. Because as you're coming down the steps, you walk over and you see two guys, and then a third, pop out from underneath the steps. They seem to be laughing to themselves for the time being, chit-chatting, youngish. You would say at a maximum 19. Your better guess is probably about 17. And they more or less fall in line behind you. And as you continue to walk, you see another three step in front of you. Several feet ahead. I'm not going to say an exact number.
Do they look like they're trying to stop us? Or just like they're trying to cross?
No, we're being trapped.
At this point, you look over at the alleyways to the side, and you see there's like an individual in each one. They're all dressed relatively the same.
Dax kind of like looking.
Rowan just pulls on Works to get him to pay attention and nods in their direction.
Yeah, Jim is really probably is this gonna be the day?
Is there a problem?
As you say this, Dak, one of them kind of cocks his head at you and starts speaking in Hinnigan.
Oh. Kind of just makes a face like, oh, I don't know how to speak the language.
Also, Dak and Yedrin, if you want to fix your tokens with your HP and stuff, it didn't really transfer over when I pulled your...
I had to see the map.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't see anything.
That's right, I forgot to move the stupid player thing.
Oh, I forgot. I'm looking at mine. Mine is off. What was the luck one? It gave you how many extra health points worth?
I just took care of that.
No, tell me because I need to take it. All right, because I need to take it away from my number.
I mean...
I just added it as
didn't-
temporary, so.
Yours didn't have it on mine.
Okay, no.
Regardless, the one word you hear, Dak, that kind of comes through relatively clearly is Gaijin.
Yeah, we dealing with the local xenophobes.
Anybody care to translate?
For no.
I guess this is the welcoming committee.
I can say I might not know much again, but I can probably know a word or two just from being there for like a little bit, right?
Roll linguistics and add a +10 because you used to live here.
Okay, I'll roll the linguistics, then I'll add the +10 after the roll. So that'd be 28.
28. Yedrin, you kind of like think on it for a second, and what you get out of what they're saying is you don't belong here, outsiders, and you don't deserve what you have.
It's all.
Yedrin, you're also looking around. These are obvious street rats. They're poor. They're obviously hungry by the looks of them. And they're clearly aggressive.
We just ran into some hard on the times people who have decided that the best way to fix the problem is taking
Beat the
from
snot out of us.
foreigners. Yeah,
We're being robbed.
Work smiles and goes and grabs for his weapon. So this is the welcoming committee.
they're gonna
no.
yes,
Brick in
they
your
are
hand.
trying.
What?
One of the thugs picks up a brick and throws it at your head the moment you reach for your weapon.
Oh shit.
Guess that'll be a reflex roll.
Oh.
Initiative or
I don't think it hits you. You're like over 15.
Okay, yeah, no, that didn't even come close.
I like that. God has already rolled initiative.
Yes, everybody roll initiative.
I got a nat.
Oh Jesus.
Jesus Christ, Tari.
Sorry, you're just not allowed.
what the hell?
I also didn't get put on the turn order.
Well,
What the
only
hell
person
are these
on
nat
the only person
ones?
who's on the turn order right now is Edrin.
Oh, I thought I had selected it. Nah.
You have to select your token and then roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, could you put mine on there?
I'm trying to figure out.
That's really weird. Why is initiative not in the skills?
It's over on your
It's
Oh, no,
underneath
it's on
your
the other
hit points.
side.
Yeah, it's under
Yep,
hit
I'm an
points.
idiot.
No, you're not. You just aren't familiar with the thing.
So should I re-roll then?
I don't want to take Kato's away from him.
I was going to ask if we could get it on the turn order. Can you edit the turn order for numbers?
It
Probably not.
doesn't look like it's enabling me to do it.
I just clicked on my number and I can change it.
Yeah, that's the problem. They weren't selecting their. Oh, you can change yours.
Rowan goes first for infinity.
Oh, okay. Okay, if we can do that, then.
Alright, so just click on our character.
There we go.
Oh, there. And Kyle, I'm just gonna change yours and drag up.
Wow.
I still can't believe you twice. Oh god.
That's 4 ones, isn't it?
Rox is
Yeah.
actually 19.
Oh my god.
I changed it.
What the hell,
Wow,
Roll 20?
sorry.
What the hell?
Well, at least they're all getting out now.
Yeah.
Did Fionn go on the list? No, because it's
No.
No.
rolling as me. So
Hmm.
here, let me try this.
Nope.
It's no valid. Oh, I see. I see. I see what I'm doing wrong.
Did you not Leo?
I didn't. I didn't have the token selected. So
Make it
let's
10.
change that to 10.
Oh, that's cool. You can just hover over the thing on the turn order and it'll select the thingy or highlight.
Cool.
I guess that would make it easy for like the thugs, so we can see like which thug.
I'm gonna basically
You're gonna mook them.
not
No?
really mook them. I'm gonna do like 3 separate rolls.
Nah. Meh.
So Thug Group 1, Thug Group 2, and Thug Group...
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I apologize for the time that this is taking.
We haven't
It's alright.
we haven't used it before, so
Oh, I'm rolling as Fionn.
Rip.
Oh yeah, you don't have to Myers down either.
that's good. Yeah.
I don't have what?
Myers.
Tamias goes when Fionn goes.
Okay.
So we have... I thought you were just doing them...
3 groups?
Oh, okay, I see.
Fuck it, last ones go after Jack. Anyway. Yedrin, you take initiative.
Just trying to decide.
By the way, you can click a little thing to hide your ruler from the other players if you so desire.
Yeah, I don't need to. I'm
Love
just.
it. To Mega Flare or to not Mega Flare?
I'm just
No.
looking at the spread.
I mean, I could take a lot of them out at once.
No.
Okay, fine.
I almost. Well, but now. Oh, yeah, card. What was our card for the day? Or was it too late for that?
I don't think
Crap.
everyone.
Could I do it now or
No.
damn?
Do what?
At least we got this
Close
card.
card.
I even told them like before session only in the day to remember it.
You told me that yesterday.
Oh,
He
was
said
it
before the
yesterday?
session.
Yeah, you told me it yesterday.
Looking at this spread. You know what? I am gonna just move over this dimension to the closest to Rowan. So that would be here, I guess. that this army is gonna get swung at, and silent prayer that hopefully the authorities don't get too upset about whatever's gonna happen here. And I'm not hitting anyways. Just fuck my roll.
Is that
That's 15.
Oh, that's 15?
Yeah.
You hit him.
Oh. And in that case, he takes 45 damage.
You really striking twice?
That's a vital strike.
Okay. Gedrin, you run up, and there's this noise as you pull out your butchering axe, which, by the way, has taken the form of a giant bearded axe with the blade coming down about half the handle length and then extending up that same distance, so it looks like you're wielding a really gruesome looking sword. There's just this wet schlick as you cut him in half. And you just see all the other thugs look, and they all yell simultaneously, Ipo!
Aye!
Seriously, gonna complain when you guys are the ones that picked a fight with a person wielding a giant axe?
Rowan?
Rowan is going to cast Infernal Crown and take a step back.
Rowan, do you have the cape on?
I do have the cape on.
Okay, good.
And with the cape and with Infernal Crown, we're gonna have a firestorm.
Oh no.
It's gonna get hot, hot, hot.
Don't forget to move your token, Rowan.
Yep.
I need Rowan just to do like Hades from the Kingdom Hearts. Feel the heat.
Kado?
Okay, let's see.
Show us what you can do, War Priest.
Bash some skulls in.
Yeah. Vital strike. It's a thing.
I love the fact you just cleave someone in half.
22.
Which one are you hitting? That one?
The one north of him.
Yeah.
Kato, you just run up, and there's this ping! As you just see his head just kind of rattle, and it, like, brings it back up and looks at you, just stunned for a second. Okay. Not that, but alright.
Dax looking around, just kind of like, oh no.
Works in.
I should do this.
Protect the potato.
That's pretty much what's gonna be happening. Is I'm moving up right here.
Hey, protect the girlfriend. No, I'm kidding.
Actually, if I do this,
Well, protect the potato, because the potato can heal the girlfriend.
I will stand here, and like how like the angel goalies just kind of like hit against both sides, like prepare an attack just in case anything crosses that line.
You know what I just saw in my head? I saw Works like take his spear and just kind of like scrape it across the ground as if making a line, like tapping it and looking up at him.
And just like, I dare you. I'd rather prepare the action.
Eh. Cat hair on my tongue.
Ugh.
Ew.
Oh lord. Fionn, why?
Oh no.
Fion's gonna get hit, isn't he?
The thug to the south, like, one who just shouted, turns, looks, sees Fionn being a caster, and just runs up and clocks her over the head with a wooden club. There's this as the wooden bits hit against her.
Fionn.
Adrian, that axe has reach, right?
No, does not.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Well.
they're not gonna be able to get past me, but they can have.
As he like runs over, like making his way towards Rowan, you all see Timaeus just turn and look.
It disintegrates.
Gonna say he's gonna have to get hit by Timaeus' halo, because he's gonna have to go through at least one space he just threatens.
Let's see, what does that add up to? You just see him turn, and there's just this blur as his fist screams out through the air. And you hear, and you look and you see Timaeus' fist has swung, has hit the man in his chest, and ripped both of his pectorals off as he swings through. There's nothing but blood in that spot, at which point he turns, looks, and waits to see what happens next.
So we have another dead dog going by me.
No, he's bleeding profusely, but he's not dead yet.
He has no nipples, and he
Not
must.
dead yet.
At which point, he looks down, and Rowan, you see the muscles that have been exposed by the cut, along with the blood, and it starts turning black, and then blue, and it spreads purple across him, and it starts to blister and pus almost immediately, and he coughs, just looking at his chest. And you can see that the muscle there is already starting to decay.
Yeah.
At which point, seeing as he is still up, he does take a swipe at you.
Which one
25.
is this?
The one standing next to Timaeus.
This one?
Yeah, I'm assuming a 25 hits you, Ron.
Hold on 1 second, let me double check. Yeah.
He swipes and smacks you right across the face with the club and deals 7 damage.
Ouch.
And for the first time ever, you hear works. Quiet.
At that point, Fionn just kind of takes a step over and lifts out a hand toward the thug, and she says, I think this is a mercy. Fionn, why you no put my spells in here?
Maybe she didn't have time.
Shut Ruin in here. Okay.
This shall be a mercy.
I gotta look through my old shit.
Oh, don't! I hit a button by mistake. Ignore that.
No problem.
I was looking at something. I didn't realize I was on my touch screen. I apologize.
It happens.
It's at this point, Fionn holds up a hand, and this burst of black spreads out from her fingertips and launches into the male right in front of her. And as it does so, you see the spread of this poison go even further, and he lets out a roar and a scream of agony as his eyes start to turn black, and you just see this black crystal erupt from his chest, and Fionn grab it as he disintegrates into nothing.
Oh, Fionn, I was gonna kill him.
She says,
I was getting ready to burn his eyeballs out, but you know, hey.
says, we can deal with it later. At that point, Timaeus just turns to the next one, brings his fists up, and goes into a flurry of blows.
Oh god.
Bring the pain.
And Rowan, all you can see is Timaeus' hands turn into a blur as he starts swinging. You just can't see them anymore, and you see strips of this thug's face just being torn away, stripped away from his body with every blow.
I'm just gonna cover my mouth and try not to throw up.
And when everything's said and done, all you see is this basically featureless purple blob where his face was. And Timaeus pushes him over, and he's obviously dead.
Yes.
He sort of looks around. You see the other thugs are kind of like backing up a little bit now. Like,
Shit, we thought this would be easy. Fuck.
like you hear one of them say, For Akihito! For Akihito! For Tokugawa! For Ippo!
Rowan just yells, "What the fuck are you saying?"
I think they're angry.
Kato, what is your AC?
17.
Damn, son, you gotta get some better armor.
Gonna say that's even with the shield and everything.
The first
Yeah.
thug right in front of you swings and immediately just slaps your shield out of the way and shoves the blunt end of his club like right into your throat as the other two close in on either side.
You should have gone for that heavy armor, man.
I didn't
Ting.
have the money.
The other one just kind of bounces off your hammer as you buckle back. The last one comes up and swings again, and you duck underneath it, and the three of them are just kind of like basically getting ready to start pelting you from over the top of your head. Dak.
Dak kind of steps back a little bit, and she's looking around, and she's actually looking quite a bit panicked, and then she covers her head and just yells, "Get away!" And I don't know if you can see the aura or not.
I could see it coming up. Okay, so
Okay.
all but the one guy.
All but that one guy. She's just screaming, "You need to run!" Which is funny, since this is a stunning thing.
You need to run! We can't!
14 damage to them.
So which one didn't make it?
Like this one is outside of my range.
Yeah.
All the rest of them are in it.
And they're kind of stunned.
Or dead.
Well, the very first one up there, the one that is missing a little bit of health, rolled a natural 20, so he's fine. All the rest of them are stunned. So, Dak, if you would roll your 1d3, or did you already do that?
It's in the effect.
So,
3 rounds.
3 rounds.
Yeah,
Tart rolled max damage and max rounds.
yeah, I did.
And that's the way.
So you do this, and all of them just like drop
I
their
guess-
weapons, and you see tears streaking down their faces. Like they're just blubbering. So this one guy's looking around, like sees what's happening, and for some reason decides, fuck it.
Bad move, my friend.
Did that boss my space?
No.
No.
He
I was
ran
gonna say, it
he
looked
ran
like it did.
diagonal.
Yeah, I think that barely misses my space. It looks like he clips the one, but it's weird at the diagonals.
Natural 20.
Oof.
And a 20 to confirm that crit.
Oh,
God.
I'm sorry, Rowan.
Do you have 20 AC, woman?
My AC is only 15. We were gonna buy armor.
We were.
Bro, and he just runs up and he's like, you just hear like this strange Hinnigan speak. He's shouting. Just runs up, jumps, puts the club he has in both hands, comes down, and you hear something crack in your skull. There's a and you can feel the club crack over the top of your head. The faint feeling of blood trickling down back into your hair, dyeing the back portion of it red as you take 17 damage.
Adrian, if you kill him, I am not gonna forgive you. That bastard is mine.
Shut up,
Leon
Lawrence.
just like looks back. It's not a contest!
5 health. That motherfucker's mine, buddy.
Yeah, I was Rowan, I was one die roll off from max damage.
Ooh.
2d6,
Sorry,
it was 2d6 plus 6. I rolled a 5, a 6, and a 6. Sorry, a
They're
5,
street
a 6,
punks.
and plus
Why?
a 6. Their max is 8 damage, Works! Without a crit!
Yeah.
That's true.
You are massacring these boys!
Yeah, the only reason I thought was the crit, and I think either you or Warren are gonna annihilate that guy next turn.
Well, Rowan gets to go first, so.
Or
Yeah.
Yedrin, you're about to, because everyone else around you's dead.
I was gonna
I
say,
know.
I stunned all the other ones.
I know, it's like, I was trying to decide, it's like, do I leave that one guy for Rowan and just go be really mean to this guy over here?
Yes.
I mean,
relive your...
either Rowan or me is gonna kill.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. Relive your worst memories. Where you die.
Yeah. Look, Jin's probably just gonna look over, see both Rourke and Rowan are utterly pissed at the one guy, and it's like, well, that's gonna handle itself, and it's just gonna take out some frustrations over on this stun guy over here.
Which stun guy?
Mondays.
Cross.
They want to cross
I'm a level 6.
Okay.
at the alleyway. Hey, so
Oh my god.
hey, guess what? Just because I can, he's stunned.
5,
Just 'cause I can. Sorry,
Oh.
just because I can.
Oh, sneak attack.
Brutality.
Yedrin, you just run up and he's like crying. He's like falls on his knees and he like grabs you. He's like, please, please. At which point you cave in his skull with the back of your axe and then turn around and just bury your axe all the way through to his groin, pulling back, leaving that one portion unaffected.
And now that there's nobody in front of me, motherfucker, you're going down. I am going to cast Burning Hand. I'm a level 6, which means I now have that's my damage for that.
Finger.
And I also have my my crown on. So add to that damage and the cape. That damage we're going to add 46 plus 2.
On top of that,
Okay.
on
That
top of
just-
all of that, there's another 46.
That
Because
just
of
has
the
her
crown
hand
and the
up.
cave.
And I am
Yeah.
just going to grab the shit out of him and just pour every ounce of burning white hot flame through that motherfucker's body while I can still stand.
You essentially grab him, Rowan, and as you do so, you rather pointedly put your nails through his eyes, and you just watch his brain melt out his nose.
Oh!
As you, like, hold on to him, his skull appears through the skin as it slaws off, chars black, and then crumbles to dust into your hand, and the body just flops to the ground.
I take my hand back and I just wipe all the junk off. Ugh. And then I reach to hold my head.
Kato.
Crap, I did not mean to put that out there.
You
But-
look at it.
Yeah, I meant to look at it. I'm going to grab the one that I,
Now everybody else is stunned, and the ones that are left are all stunned, right?
Yeah, they're all
The
stunned.
one guy standing in front of Kato is not stunned.
What?
Oh, okay.
The one
He
who
rolled,
is
he rolled a nat 20.
Oh, right. He's worse.
Rowan.
No. Please, no.
I know. I wanted to do for the effect.
I'm going to grab the guy who resisted and
do nothing.
I
What?
I cast.
Aren't your
And-
spells divine?
Yeah, you can't spell failure on divines.
Yeah, your spells
Yeah,
are divine.
I
dude.
don't-
You can't spell failure.
I don't know how to turn that part off.
Well, you can ignore it then. Just pretend it's not there.
I'll just ignore it.
Just
However,
Okay.
because you're casting inflict moderate wounds, isn't that a versus touch?
I don't think so.
Because there's no such thing as an automatic hit spell.
no.
That's not AoE.
Magic missile.
Missile.
Magic missile's the one exception.
Burning hands is too. There's no saving throw for burning hands.
Okay, inflict moderate wounds. There's no save. There's nothing. It
Actually,
just
there's
saves.
burning
Oh, wait,
hands
if
a
we-
reflex for half.
Kato, if you want to turn
Um,
spell failure,
Yeah, I figured it out.
If it's like inflict light wounds, it's actually will save for half.
Just will save for half.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
The DC on that is 15.
Hey.
I was gonna say, does it do more damage? Because how many caster levels do you have, Caldo?
It really doesn't matter. He has 2
Okay.
health.
Oh.
Kato, you slap him and he explodes.
That'll work.
Basically, you hit him, and while he's crying, his tears turn to blood, and the wound you inflicted on his head basically just opens up until he bleeds out.
He don't know how to keep the pan strong.
Works.
Alright, let's see. I can
Right.
kill the motherfucker in front of me. I can kill the mother... I can't kill... actually, I can kill inside those range. Well, I guess-
Do we want to kill? But do we want to kill the 4 stunned? I mean, they're stunned for what? Another round?
Another 2.
I mean, they're...
They're all on their knees crying at this point.
and Dax just looking on horrified.
As we
I mean, Yezard
slaughtered
straight
him.
up executed a man begging for mercy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit the one right in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah, but here's the thought. I mean, do we? Okay.
You basically run him through from where you are, and that first blow, you stab his heart comes up his back, and you pull it back out. And it's basically just on the tip, and then you see your weapon open up into a mouth and eat the heart.
Do I have a god eater? Like, is that what's going on now?
Like a heart eater, apparently.
Well, I guess he's dead.
Fionn kind of like adjusts her glasses and looks at Tart. Okay.
No.
Now, do I get a second attack? Because I think my first attack killed. Was it the first attack killed
There's
him, or just
nothing
both
in
attacks?
range.
I guess the fact that I can throw my spear doesn't.
Fion's just kind of
No.
like, well, they did attack us first time, and
Meanwhile, Rowan's staggering behind you, her white hair is turning red from blood.
Oh,
Theo.
Rowan, don't worry about me.
Fionn walks over and like, touches Rowan. It's like, there, it's okay.
She might not want to touch me, considering that I've got the fire on touch on me right now.
Rowan, you are restored for 15 health. Just like gently like touching you, just like, there, it's okay. It's like, Dak, if you want to turn around, we can handle the rest of this. At that point, Timaeus walks over to the thug that's on the ground furthest away from Works and Kato. And he walks over and you just see him remove the bandages from his arms and expose his chest and draws him into a hug.
Jack turns and buries her face in Fion's skirts.
Maya's just like, there. You can die now.
He says, It's death. He just whispers it into the thug's ear. And the next thing you see is the thug like cocks his head back and there's like and you just see black spreading up like tentacles across the veins of his body. They inflame rapidly, bursting out of his face as it just rots into nothing. No!
I feel bad for the guy who has to clean this shit up. Just yeesh.
Dak, it's your turn.
I wanted them to run. I just want to find my brother. I don't want to fight. Let's see.
Boop.
Cure light wounds on Rowan. 11.
Yeah,
Back to full health.
Good. I wanted them to run. I didn't want them to freeze.
You would have think that they would have moved after we got the first one.
They don't understand us.
They should understand being outclassed.
When we actually started fighting back, they should have ran.
Okay. Yijin just sighs. 500 steps like a free action, right?
if you're wondering if you can charge that, that's a roof. The street below is completely open to you.
Yeah, no, I was actually not even sure if I felt like charging. I was just thinking. Swift action to technically drop my axe, or it's more like placing it beside me, or like whatever, and then just use the move action to switch to the bow and use the bow to like end the one guy up there.
I mean, you could switch to bow with your move action and then shoot if that's what you wanted. You have clear line of sight right now.
You allow that?
Yeah, you can use your move action to change your weapon.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of. You know what? They have like barely any health, so I'll just do this.
I didn't realize you could vital strike with a bow.
It just says attacks. It doesn't say melee at all. I just need to have a normal attack action during a standard action. I can't use it with charge. I can't do anything else besides combo with like power attack. But I can, if I move and then do a standard action, I can use vital strike with anything.
Dak,
Yes.
are ranged weapons considered precision?
I don't know, actually.
I'm pretty sure you can't sneak attack with one.
They're not precision weapons. I'm pretty sure. They're just standard like regular weapons. They have funky rules when it comes to sneak attacking with them, but. Yeah, just Vital Strike this says when you use the attack action, you can make one attack at your highest base attack bonus that deals additional damage. Roll the weapon's damage dice for the attack twice. And add the results together before adding bonuses from strength, weapon abilities, precision-based damage, and other bonus. Bows do have a normal weapon damage.
I know, I was just reading the forum, because damage types are weird.
Yeah.
Also, didn't you get one of the compound strength bows?
Yeah, that's why the first one's an 8 instead of a 3
Gotcha.
damage. I can't add that 5 to the second roll. That's why all my second rolls are vital. Like all my vital rolls on second damage, it's just the damage weapon dice.
I got it. Do you pull back and just aim at this kid, like on his knees, like weeping openly, like hands on the ground. He looks up, and you shoot him in the face. Just
Oh god, it's vomit all over again.
you just hit him, and it goes through one of his cheeks, and you can see the teeth, and he's still up, and he's just laying on the ground like.
I thought they only had 2 lives.
No, the one that I hit, the one that had 2 life left, was one that I had hit earlier.
Ah,
Yeah.
Kato just walks over to the guy with the barrel in the face and just bashes him against the.
Oh my wife. Oh my wife.
Oh my
Rowan.
So I don't feel too bad because bastards hurt me, and I'm just gonna magic missile the. Which one is left?
There's the one standing to the right of Kato, and then the
one with the arrow in his face.
I just killed one.
the one laying on the ground, like both of them are crying, but the one like laying on the ground, missing half his face.
Yeah, I just end that one.
In theory, I can end them both because they're within 30 feet of each other.
Don't quite think you could do enough damage for both of them.
Yeah, no, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
the one on to my right hasn't taken any damage.
No, he took
Okay,
less
but
grief.
I was gonna say, he's had 14 damage.
But that's... apparently they still got like around 30-ish health.
3d4 plus 2. That's for the magic missile.
Okay.
And the crown, which is still active and on my head for one more round, plus the cloak will add 4d6 plus 2.
Yeah, I think she's gonna do enough damage to kill both of them.
No, I'll just toast the one next to Kato.
Oh god.
He's just like crying. He looks up and he's like, "Gabby,
As a giant
me."
fireball just comes to his face.
Just poof, just emults him. He like just falls to the ground, dead, almost immediately. Kato.
Just end the last guy.
Kato's going to casually step over the bodies, over to the last guy, and then just...
Just was swung against the building, like the marmot.
He's like, he's looking up at you like utterly pathetically, just like.
Oh my wife.
Nani?
Kato goes full Gallagher with his skull. Just squashes it. He's dead, and then there's silence as you hear a whistle, and then this female samurai-looking woman. There you
Shit!
go.
It's the Popo!
That covers her face.
Wait, where'd she go?
Weep.
Huh? She's like right there in front of you. She's like blowing a whistle and is like, "Stop you! Oh!"
Dak has her hands over her face and is openly sobbing.
She's just like got the whistle in her mouth, and she's like, it just drops from her lips and hits the ground.
They brought this on themselves.
She just looks at you.
As he's wiping gray matter from his hammer.
Oh,
Just like, well, we made a good first impression.
Shut up, Works.
She's like rubbing her temples slightly as she starts to walk up, and she's like, I was expecting one or two to be dead, but ooh. She's like looking around at like what's happened to them. She's like, oh.
I think the group's got like one person with a spear, one with a giant axe, one with a big hammer, one with fire floating above their head.
Yeah, right?
Sobbing.
The potato just curled up sobbing.
An obvious monk.
Just like looking around. Oh, I don't want to file this report. I do not want to file this report. Oh, those poor boys. Those poor boys.
Just kind of looks over at her. Sakazugumi.
But Rowan is like I uncast
Oh,
my crown,
God,
but my hair is still soaked.
No, he would not.
No.
Roll a geography at the least.
That would be local.
Knowledge local.
Yeah.
So thank you for the pronunciation. You don't
16.
you don't know the word, but you know police.
Police samurai lady person.
He just looks at you and he's just like, Sokugami. Yes.
Oh, someone who speaks common.
Yes, these
It is funny.
boys
I saw that.
weren't born in Kugane. Most people born here speak it. Wow. They're gonna need a lot of buckets. Anyway, I was responding to a call from some locals about the boys. Mostly was going to take them in. My name's Shifun. Fiona's just like hugging Dak at this point.
Dax muttering, "We murdered children."
Fiona's like, Dak,
They came after us.
they're probably about as old as Date. They're not children.
Close enough.
He's probably just gonna be happy to put stuff away, gonna be walking over towards the group, but it's not be saying much because no idea how to handle a trying thought.
Shifun.
Roll up into a potato burrito.
Potato roll.
Shifu's just looking over all of you, kind of rather blatantly horrified by you.
Okay, she's horrified with herself.
What's the day?
We're
She
just questioning
goes-
how his spear ate a heart.
She goes, we apologize for your treatment by these individuals. They do not reflect the whole of Kugane.
Not anymore.
Oh
Ever.
my god.
Damn it, Kano!
Potato. That's Works' territory there.
Just look over towards Kato and shows makes like a it's sort of like it's like glares at him for thought, like heavily.
All I will say out of character is, at least we're not trying to fucking loot them.
Looting them right in front of the police.
Workforce pulls his hands out of the robes.
Oh my god.
I mean, they were
No,
poor. They didn't
that would
really
be-
have
that would-
anything to begin with.
I know, but still.
And that would be actually more Hunt doing like sneak rolls to loot them while no one's looking.
Sorry, Ark. Go ahead.
She goes, while it does not reflect the individuals in Kugane, I am afraid their mindset may be common in the rest of Hingen and Doma. Many of our residents are very bitter about the Garlean occupation, and with a good many people here being refugees from that area, they lash out from time to time. They also believe that Eorzea abandoned them in time of need. So, if you plan to
Beef.
leave Kugane, tread lightly.
To be fair, we're like a month away from Eorzea.
Yeah.
Any help would have been late.
This is true, but they were basing this reaction after the events of Alamigo.
Hmm.
So, there is a perception of Eorzea sitting on its hands doing nothing.
That's fair.
Oh, hey, look, Fion's here. Anyway, I can escort you to your next location. We won't be pressing any charges. In fact, I didn't want any of these boys to die, but we're grateful that you got them off the street.
Waits for Kato to make a comment.
Cleaning off his hammer.
No character. I was waiting for Kato to go, well, actually, I think they're more on the street now.
Agent's just over and
You could say it.
I'm not gonna say that shit. Are you kidding me?
the agents are sort of sighing. It's like,
This is how we spent our first day in Kugane.
that's how we spend our first day in a lot of places, it seems.
That's true.
Usually not thugs, but it's usually a fight.
Right, well, where are you all headed, and
How soon can we get the hell out of here?
We were heading to the docks.
okay, that's easily doable. At that point, she kind of just, if you'll forgive me, I would prefer to walk behind all of you.
Jax slowly nods and starts walking.
Are we going back to the inn?
No, we're going to
No,
the
we're
docks.
going to the docks. And we basically are getting like an escort here at this point.
I walk back to Ro and go, are you okay?
My hair is a little sticky. Hey, my ear might be ringing a little bit, but mother, yeah, I need to wash. I could prestidigitate it.
You see Tamias like wrapping his hands back up, and he just looks at Works, and he's like, then he looks at Fionn, and he looks at Kato, and he leans over to Kato and he goes, "Light cling wrap."
Okay.
No, I give her the hug. I said, I probably, yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. Not gonna be the coulda, woulda, shoulda, but
He just finishes
Well, I'm
wrapping his hands up. At which point he gets in line, stands like next to Shiofune, who leads you all to the docks, and she goes, "Oh, where are you going?"
I think they said.
Yeah, we were going to head in the direction of the Ruby Sea. We have some stuff to look into in the area.
Oh, lucky for you all, I happen to know one of the boatswains. Not boatswains, one of the ferrymen.
Skippers. I believe they
Ferryman.
label them as ferry skippers.
I know one of the skippers. He doesn't get a lot of business, so he would be thankful for it. And he's discreet.
That would be good.
She leads you onward through Kugane, right through the main square, right over to the docks. You arrive 20 or so minutes later, and she drops you off in front. Like, she stops and she bows after she drops you off, but she drops you off in front of a Kojin with a yellow-green shell, big bushy beard like growing out of him, and this wild mane of white hair coming out from behind like his face / mask. And he slowly kind of leans up on a cane and says, Shiofune, you have brought me guests. What a wonderful day. What a wonderful day. Where would you all like to go?
Oh, where was the Manor Cutter? Kind of looking to the others. Because if I remember right, all she knows is that it was at the Ruby Sea on one of the bridges.
Monocutter was in Kugane at this point.
No,
Well, no, the Monocutter is currently in Kugane, but
It
walked
was
up on the
found
shore.
there.
yeah, we wanted to go towards Onokuro.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought Rowan figured out where it
See if
was.
you can find sign. Yeah, she did.
Yes, and I shared it on the map, the hunt.
And we talked about it before you even left the inn.
Yeah. So, on a can't even say the word. Oni the
Onkobukuro?
That's it.
that place, please.
And just kind of nods a little bit, and he holds out a hand. He goes, like counts you all. He goes, 35 gil should cover everything.
Without even skipping a beat, Dak opens her gill purse and slaps it down in his hand.
He like closes his hand around it, slowly puts it away, and he bows to Shiofune. Shiofune just turns and looks at you and she says, "We have very good relations with our beast tribes. Please be on your best behavior with them. We really don't want to start dealing with primals."
you really don't. They are kind of hard to take down.
At that point, the Kojin kind of like waddles back and he shows you a rather large boat that he's using. It's probably almost 50 feet long. He kind of steps into it, and you see him sit down for a moment. He's trimming the sails and everything. And he says, "Please, please, all aboard."
Deck climbs in and tries to find a place to settle down.
Yeah, Adrian's gonna climb on and get comfortable. Still not sure what to do for Todd even after 20 minutes, because wants to do something but can't.
Rowan climbs on up in and she decides, screw it, and just prestidigitates her hair clean. Even though it still feels icky to her.
Orc climbs in the boat.
Fionn steps on the boat, and Samias just very quietly gets on and looks around for a moment and goes, "Well, that was fun," and disappears.
That was a fast summon.
Fionn just says, "Well, I didn't use a ritual for him. I just kind of brought him in for a bit."
Well, guess he got to have an interesting day meeting us.
She looks over at Yedrin and goes, "Yedrin,
Hmm?
what if any of our days hasn't been interesting?"
I don't know, there's the 2 weeks on a boat.
Should we go back to that quiet boat ride?
I think I could use another bottle of sake. What do you say, Rowan?
Could use a bath, Tylenol. Oh wait, they wouldn't have Tylenol. Something for my headache.
Sake.
I'm gonna sake you.
At that point, you just feel something cold touch the back of your neck.
I jump and I look around.
The Kojin is standing there, hand shakily out to you. And it looks like he's basically got what appears to be just a slightly wet rock in his hand. He's just holding it out to you.
Rowan bows and takes it. And, looks at him. What do I do? Do I just put it on the back of my neck?
He makes a motion and he basically brings his hand up and he puts it up against the side of his head. And then he says, "Press to where your head hurts."
So Rowan brings it to the top of the head where the bat came down and cracked his skull.
It's cold. It's unnaturally cold. Enough to make you break out in goosebumps cold. As
Damn.
it touches you.
E?
And as you press it, you feel the stone get smaller and your headaches start to disappear.
Oh, that feels so much better. Thank you, sir, so much.
When you bring your hand back around with the stone after your headache's gone, it's about the size of a marble.
I just look down at it. What is this?
Takes it from you and he goes, "Ancient Kojin secret." And slowly drops it into the ocean.
Well, thank you for sharing that with me. I very much appreciate it.
that point, he trims the sails, and they start going off, and he says, "It was my pleasure." And he says, "What do you all know about the Kojin? We're going to be sailing for a few hours together."
Nothing.
You're the second one I've met.
He says, "Do you notice anything different about me?" At that point, you're like taking off, you're in the water at this point.
I'm gonna roll a perception and examine him.
Well, first off, the one you met before was no hair.
Yeah.
Secondly, it had like a blue tint to it. This one is
That's what I remember.
Yeah.
This one is older. And what color tint does he have?
He's yellow.
You're a different color than the one that I've met before.
And he sort of nods a little bit and he says,
Oh my god, Rowan, you don't just say that.
"Rick, Kato."
What? Ark, let's wait till we get off the boat so we don't put a hole in it.
He asked me what was different. That's what was different.
Pooh! 6 points of damage, Kato.
Cool. Kato, didn't you learn your mistakes from me by now?
Obviously.
Apparently not.
Works. Four points of damage.
Stuff works. I'm gonna look at him. Like I don't mean to be rude, but yes, your color tone is a little bit different from the one that I met, and I don't want to. And if I do say something impolite, please understand it's out of curiosity, not in any malicious way. No harm is intended. I'm just curious.
He says, "No, it's how we differentiate ourselves from each other." He just kind of pulls the rope a little tighter and like makes a slight turn. You see, the Kojin are separated into 3 tribes: the red, the blue, and the yellow. The blue Kojin are the ones you'll normally see in Kugane and other areas. They are friendly. They are merchants. And they share a common belief with the red Kojin that various items around this world hold the essence of the kami, or the gods, or spirits, or however you would like to refer to them. I've heard it called many different ways. And we worship these kami. So for them, the storage and display of various items that hold kami, or that they believe hold kami, are sacred to them. And it is pleasing to the Kojin and to the kami to store these. The red Kojin do believe the same thing. However, they are mercenaries, and violent ones at that. They are thieves and fighters. They stalk through the Ruby Sea and various other areas, attacking sailors, would-be travelers, and anything, and stealing all they can, looking for artifacts to add to their storehouse. And then there are the Yellow Kojin. We do not believe in that nonsense.
What is it you believe in?
We believe that the kami is displayed through actions, and that our actions, when filled with kindness, grace, and display a unified perfection of skill, pleases the kami. That material possessions in this world mean nothing. It is merely how we leave this world better that the kami cares about. We are not.
Rowan just looks over at Hunt and goes, listen to these guys.
At this point, he says, he pulls it a little tighter and he says, we believe it is utter arrogance to believe that a god would be stored in a material object of any variety.
I like that belief and that thought.
At that point, he just says, I am glad. I have found many in Eorzea appreciate our system of belief. Though our gods may differ, we believe the same thing pleases them. Kindness, integrity, and the pursuit of a better tomorrow.
Rowan just looks over at Works and gives a smile. Like, well, it is a pleasure to meet you, and I would love to learn more about your customs. So the next time I meet more group, but I don't make a fool of myself, so to speak.
And he pulls the rope again. He makes a sharp turn, heading directly in the direction of the Ruby Sea. You're now out at open sea. You can't even see Kugane anymore. And he says, how many of you know of the Ruby Tithe?
It was mentioned.
I informed them earlier about the basic idea.
Well, I let you know this. You do not have to worry about the Ruby Tithe while you sail with me. I know the Confederacy. I know them well. They know me. They do not charge me to sail through the Ruby Sea. And my passengers are not charged to sail through the Ruby Sea. For the time being, it could always change. But it is my belief that travel to the Ruby Sea should be something that everyone should experience. That the coral reefs, the Hell's Lid, and the beautiful waters are something everyone should have the right to explore and see at least once in their lives. And it is for that reason I do not charge very high for my services. Enough for a day's meal, and enough to cover the maintenance of my ship. For I have little that I want in this world other than to please my kami and to see people like you smile.
Legion's father can actually look impressed, partially because then he doesn't pay the tithe that is impressive, and that is some devotion. Might not have it herself, but can understand it.
Dax just looking over the edge at the scenery, just moping.
At that point, without turning around, he points his finger at Dak and says, You looking into the sea. Come here.
Kinda pushes herself back off the railing a little bit, looks curious at the Kojin and hoddles over.
As you come over, he slowly looks down at you and smiles as best a turtle can. And he says, would you like to take your mind off of what troubles you?
I would.
He says, put your hands on these ropes. And he, like, brings his arms down to show you the ropes that are around him.
Kind of reaches her hand out and kind of stops a bit before grabbing on.
He leans it over so it's, like, inside your hand.
Nikado.
Mikado.
Nakano.
Once you finally close your hand around the ropes, Dak, he brings the other one over and slowly kind of like wraps it around your wrist, and he says, "Hold tightly."
Grips her hands and tries to hold as tight as she can.
And then he brings the rope over and he drapes the other side over your arms, and he says, "Just pull down slowly. And when you want to turn another direction, lean towards that direction and pull at an angle."
Are you sure this is okay?
He says, he kind of laughs, he's like, "I have seen children as young as 6 pilot one of these ships."
I'm not sure where we're going, though. She just
He just kind of like, he like puts his hands around yours and he says, "I will not let us get lost."
okay. She kind of holds her arms down and just tries to keep the ship going straight unless he tells her to go otherwise.
At that point, he like puts the top of his hand, like the top of his 3-fingered hand on your head. And he says, "Good, good. Now, I want you to only listen to the sound of my voice and to close your eyes."
Fucking nervous at the closing eyes part, but she slowly closes her eyes.
At that point, he sits down so he's level with you. And he like gently brings his hand up and puts it just like around yours. And he says, "Now focus. What do you feel in your hand?"
Hand? Is that what you said? Sorry.
Yes, in your hand.
Rope?
Now, with your eyes closed and pulling that rope, how far do you think it goes?
Holds her hands a little bit. I don't know.
Well, stretch your mind. Let it flow up the rope.
She's looking really unsure to like everyone else. She got her eyes closed, but she's just looking really unsure.
He speaks out again. He says, "Focus. Focus on the rope. Do you see it in your mind? Do you see it stretching out before you?"
Yes.
Follow it. Let your mind explore. Roam outwards and keep stretching along the rope. How far can you go? Do you stretch just to the mast? Or do you go further and further? Do you touch the sky? Do you break into the aether? Do you go further than that?
Goes out into the stars.
And keep following it until nothing is left. Until it is just you. Just you following a rope to all of the happy things in your life.
She kind of tilts forward a little bit,
At
as if
which
she's gonna
point,
like topple forward almost.
At which point he uses the tip of his finger just to kind of like pull you back to a steady position. He says, "Good, good. What do you see up there?"
I see red. And I see blue. And black. I'm just seeing colors.
Focus. Give them substance. Build for yourself a haven.
Now it's just green. I see forest and a river. And I see a happy family.
And he just smiles and slowly pulls back on your dress a little bit. So you're basically like sitting on his lap, still holding onto the rope, which is kind of still pulling you a little bit. He takes the top of it, kind of reaches the other hand, and has full control of the ship. And he says, "Keep going."
I don't want to go.
He kind of cocks his head.
I don't want to go.
You don't want to keep going to your...
No, I'm
Happy
there.
place?
I don't want to leave.
I am not asking you to leave. I'm asking you to make it happier.
I have all my friends there.
At that point, he just says, "Shh. Stay there for a while."
Okay.
Pats the top of your head.
And she just kind of lumps a little bit. She relaxes.
And now we will join into Downward Dog.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Now we will go into Downward Dog.
Okay.
the yoga
Okay.
class.
That's what I thought you said.
I think Arg had to make sure we were all still awake.
Sorry, that was actually a little soothing, okay?
No, but yeah.
No, I was just agreeing with the, like, making sure we're awake.
Well, you put Kato to sleep.
Well, that's not hard to do.
As soon as you started talking soothing, Carlo just like collapsed unconscious.
You're soothing. You are so soothed. Boom.
At that point, he's just kind of like, to further like emphasize that you're still under this, he purposefully like pulls the rope so it runs slightly through your hand, so that you basically feel like you have a lifeline and you can't get lost.
She just kind of keeps her hand just around it. But she's just relaxing, basically, where she is, otherwise.
At that point, he says, he's like pulling the thread slightly, and he says, "Now we pull back, and we address what troubles us."
My friends just made people melt.
You what?
My friends just melted these people.
Basically. Address what? Why can't?
Because if all we do is ignore our problems, they can never be fixed. We must first soothe our mind and bring ourselves to clarity before we can redress the issues in our lives and grow stronger.
I didn't want to fight. They could have run away. We could have let them go.
He pulls the rope a little bit, and it's starting to slide in the opposite direction. He goes deeper.
One moment. I'm scared. That we're not.
Go ahead.
That we're not going to be good people anymore.
Deeper.
That I'm not a good person.
Deeper.
That I'm going to break and hurt someone.
Kind of draws the rope around, and it ties around your wrist. And at this point, it seems to speed along you, almost scraping your hand. And he stops. And he says, "To what is a measure of righteousness?" To what is an act of courage versus a slaughter? To what measure or standard do you hold yourself to that no one else does?
I'm a healer. I don't want to hurt people. I've seen so many people hurt and killed.
And he says,
It disgusts me.
and that is a good thing. It is good that you have no desire to hurt people. But ma'am, you are a healer. You are someone who must be on the front lines, and you must come to terms with this violence. Whether you like it or not, people will die. They must die. We are all finite. And when it comes to it, as you said, there is good. And then there are those that are wicked. And while it is hard sometimes to know which is which, the good can never do nothing. For if you do nothing, you are a coward. A righteous woman sticking only to her morals and proving nothing as the world around her burns. I speak with you now only as a man who has just met you, but who looks at you and can already see someone who is righteous. Continue to abhor violence, if you must. But never let it affect you like this. Because if violence like this frightens you, what would you do when it becomes more intense? When you are on a battlefield and people need you?
It was different. They were begging.
Do you think an Eorzean soldier has not ever begged a Garlean to spare him? Do you think a Garlean has never begged an Eorzean to spare him? Well, it's yes. Hindsight and what happens in the heat of the moment often differs from the reality of the present. What has happened has happened. You cannot change it. So do not dwell on it.
Okay.
Gently pats the top of your head. Dwell on this for a moment, and then return to your happy place.
Kind of lets out a long sigh.
At that point, he stands up and grabs the sail at a higher point and kind of directs it, letting you just sit there.
She's gonna stay in her happy place for as long as she can.
It's around this point you hit the Ruby Sea, and he very, very gently just taps Dak with his foot. Open your eyes. It is time to come home.
Don't want to.
He says, I think for this you will.
Kinda holds tighter to the rope for a moment and then just kind of opens her eyes.
When you open your eyes, you look off to the side and you can see a slight magma flow flowing into the water, ushering up steam. Probably 1,500 feet away from you. And you look out and you see this ring of islands in front of you, and just beneath the surface of crystal clear water, you can see this myriad of various colors of coral sparkling out from beneath you, the sun catching the water and turning it into a sea of crystals as you look out, and it just shines and glimmers for you. You look off in the distance and you can see little fishing villages dotting all of the coastline. And the only thing you hear is the very faint splashing of water against the side of the boat, and then the hiss and crackle of magma cooling off in the distance.
Dak gets up and wanders over to the railings. Does not look as depressed as she did before, and now she's just going to take a listen.
At that point, the Kojin looks back at Rowan, Works, Yedrin, and Fionn, and goes, I hope that helped all of you as well.
Yidrin's gonna just smile in gratitude and give them a sort of like polite, like, bow of gratitude.
Rowan's just smiling.
Works is looking like he realized.
You're cutting out.
So Works is just kind of thinking back on some things and just like, maybe things couldn't handle it.
And with that, and because we're down 2 people, I believe it is time to call it a night.
Boo. But okay.
Okay.
Fionn, like, you see her, she's kind of like laid back slightly and she has her grimoire. And she looks over and she's like, it was very relaxing.